across the pond in the United Kingdom to the west coast of Orange County, California. From the Pacific perspective to the Atlantic perspective. From liberal craziness to conservative idealism. From Christianity to atheism belief systems. Welcome to the TheGrayZone Roundtable with Rectify and Wingman at Revolution Radio. FreedomSlips.com.
Freedom slips from my lips. This is Rectify, joined with my co-host Wingman.
Hello.
Representing the Atlantic side as I represent the Pacific coast. Actually, we got 2-1. We have a station regular on right now with us, and that is Miss Red Shifty.
Hello.
The Atlantic side over in Carolina.
Dirty South.
Dirty South. Good food there. But yeah, welcome to the TheGrayZone. This is April 15th, 2014. I hate to say that. I didn't want my freaking show to strike on this date like it did on April Fool's Day, but I wasn't there because I slept through it. It's kind of weird. It's a blood moon tonight. Right at midnight, too, here on the West Coast. I find that kind of interesting. And we're back. Skype crashed as I spoke of the blood moon. I jinxed myself. I didn't knock on wood first. So, yeah, that gave me shivers once again. I was just about to get into, health issues that people are having lately. A lot of my friends are going through a lot of the same symptoms. And no, not all of them drink beer like I do. But I want to hear from people out there if they've had just a lot of people getting sick around them, Our number 347-688-2902. 347-688-2902. Or Freedom Screen at Skype. You can hit us up on Skype. It's better quality. We appreciate that always. We got my co-host back, Wingman. Hopefully you're back with us.
Yeah, I'm back here.
Yeah, I haven't had a crash in a while, so I guess I figure might as well happen during a blood moon speech, right?
Right, so you get blood moons. When have you ever seen a blue moon? Because that's a phenomenon as well, isn't it?
I've heard the song.
Hey guys, it's not on air at the moment.
We'll be back. Hey, Ozzy. How you doing tonight?
Just come back now.
You just wanted to let us know that we're back?
Oh, but now you're talking about blood moons. So can I hang by and just?
Of course you can. This is a round table. You're invited.
Well, it's like
welcome
we're on
all.
a blood moon countdown, actually, because in the next 2 hours, isn't it?
That's correct. It's going to be at our break at the top of the hour, actually, at midnight my time here on the West Coast. And it should be directly above us at Azimuth, or at Zenith, excuse me.
Okay.
So it's going to be interesting.
I've got this, and I've got my Facebook feed, and I'm watching the chat room as well. So I'll just sit here and listen to what you guys have been finding out about it.
It's also tax day, which is another irony. Maybe that's why I got cut off on Skype. I was mentioning tax day because we just had a big anti-tax sort of standoff, I guess you could say. Over 1,000 people showed up with militia members and horseback riding cowboys with honor and pride, including women on those horses. They stood up to militia forces. So militant mercenary forces they stood up to, which was very honorable and impressive, but I don't think it's over. I think this was a kind of a preemptive test of the temperature of the waters, and that's just my gut feeling. I think they're going to wait for people to get really comfortable and start, dispersing, but that would be a mistake also because I think the numbers would threefold at the minimum of a response if they ended up trying something like that. And there, again. Wow. This is amazing. Oh, wow. I always yell at everybody when I hear them like, oh, you got a virus or something like that. You know, why is it crashing so much? Or your producer has a virus but no, yeah, that's 2 times within 4 minutes. That's interesting. Sorry about that, folks.
It's the blood moon. It's coming for you.
Yeah. I was also talking about the entire Nevada thing there.
I think the pivotal moment for me during that standoff, I guess, was when Ted Bundy went on record and said, "I'm prepared to die over this," and I think that struck a chord with people, and I think that's what's needed really in terms of standing up to tyranny. I think at some point you do have to say that. And you do have to think that. Ideally, you don't want to. It doesn't, you don't want it to happen. But at the end of the day, if you want to protect your freedoms, let's just say, I remember saying that one day, if you're not prepared to die, then you're not prepared to live. You know?
Yeah, and if their government, he's basically saying you're going to have to, kill me to achieve their goals, then it is the only way that they would.
Well, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, right? And if your head's in the sand, then your ass is a target.
Yeah.
So, they all work the same way. It's just ignorance, or what the Bible says. To quote the Bible, God says that my children die for lack of knowledge. So.
It struck a chord with me too. I got quite emotional about it because, I realize how important America is on the world stage. And I realize that it's going to take, in terms of global change, the catalyst is going to have to be America, because so much of the tyranny and the corruption that spreads not just around America but around the world stems from America. And America was seized by the tyrannical Satanists because of its importance on the world stage, and because the American people are a good people. And, so that it came under attack, and it has been ever since. And for America to seize back its country, it's going to take a standoff like that, where you will say no, and you will say you're getting feedback here.
Oh, sorry about that. The doorbell goes off. It kind of echoes when that happens. We got 2 callers, 816 was first, and then 949. How you guys doing? 816. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
KC.
Yeah, Kansas City.
All right. You're all taking over the West Coast tonight, huh? You're trying to again.
No, just sitting here watching it. Thought I'd give you an update. We're almost halfway here on this blood moon.
Oh, the moon. Okay, I thought you were halfway there, back over to that ranch. All right. Because there was some rumors flying that there was some prison vans being driven in and such. I couldn't confirm nor deny, but so yeah, the blood moon. Has it changed any hue of pink yet?
No, it's not all the way here. It's not all the way done. So about halfway.
As it becomes obscured, it just it doesn't get blocked off in a very, exact way. It fades into a reddish color.
Yeah.
So I imagine it gets darker, though, like as it gets closer to the center point.
Yeah.
To the alignment. It's going to get bloodier.
I called in the other night, too, and I renamed that Bundy thing Turtlegate.
Tortoisegate. Turtles live in the water.
Well, there's land turtles, but I thought it was my byline for it was Dirty Harry gets caught in corporate shell game.
Hi guys.
Dirty Harry one. I like that one a lot, actually.
Dirty Harry gets caught
Dirty
in
Harry
turtle
Reid.
game. Yeah, Dirty Harry Reid gets caught in corporate shell game.
Who's 949?
949. What's your name?
My name is Mary Jane.
How you doing, Mary Jane?
How are you?
Supporting the West Coast tonight.
Of course. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. What do you got on your mind?
We're out there looking for the blood moon coming up.
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? And then we get
Oh,
to
yeah.
pay taxes tomorrow, right? If you voluntarily comply.
Hmm?
And then we get to pay taxes tomorrow if we voluntarily comply.
Who voluntarily complies? Come on now.
Well, if you don't know your vocabulary, you can be
We just
easily
comply.
tricked into
We
cover
just
of law.
comply.
Have your pardon.
So what are you seeing right now? It's a clear night in here in California.
Right now, I'm not seeing too much cloud cover, covering half the moon.
Oh, what city are you in?
Lake Forest.
Oh, I got
So
you.
you're in Carolina too. You don't have cloud cover?
The
There's
insurance
cloud,
made me
there's,
puke.
there's cloud covering half the moon right now. Can't see much of anything.
That's what I haven't even bothered to look because I'm outside of Charlotte and it's just been so cloudy and rainy. But I'm gonna walk out there and see. I'll check back in.
All right, give us a report. Mute your mic first.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. So, yeah, what else do I got on my list here? Mary Jane. I was going to speak upon health issues. Anybody you know having any health issues around you lately that is kind of ominous, like maybe respiratory-based or skin-based or...
Actually, somebody I love very much is suffering a lot of health problems, and I'm very, very, very worried about them and want to help them to get better, but I don't know how because they don't want any help. So how would you deal with that situation?
Well, what I do is always just pray for people, and if they need medicine, I try to get them the proper medicine. And most of the time, and I like to lay hands on people because that's...
That down somewhat because I have people that are very close with God praying for this person. And although I don't feel like I have that close a relationship with God, I'm praying for that person too. But the people that I know that are very, very, very close with God are praying for this person. And I would love for them to go see anyone that can help them, whether it's a regular doctor, whether it's an alternative doctor that can give them something. I'm very worried about them, and I love them so much, and I really, really, really want them to get help.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so, let's cut to the chase. I know who this is. This is my sister-in-law, and she's speaking about me. And
yep.
Most people at the station, I know, most of the staff at least know that I've had health problems for a little bit now. But, yeah, my brother is kind enough to drop by today and actually dropped a $50 case of Ensure on me, right? And
we love you so much, Ryan. We just want you to get better.
That's awesome. And I chilled it out, and I started drinking it, and guess what? It came right back up. So I started reading the ingredients, and this is going to freak out a lot of our listeners, but I'm going to hold that till the top of the hour because I'm not going to go grab a container right now to read it. But there is probably 4 or 5 different types of soy ingredients, 3 or 4 different types of corn ingredients. Okay, so we're talking GMO both right there.
Yeah.
There's chlorine chloride, which is the chloride family, you know, that's where fluoride lies, sodium fluoride, all that good stuff. I was just floored. But I mean, God bless you. I mean, if Crystal has a receipt, straight up, we need to take this back because it's like liquid GMO. But I love you for loving me. I appreciate that.
Whatever it takes, I'll be at your house tomorrow with some home-cooked food. If that's what it takes.
Let me cook for you, actually. I love the chef.
I know. Why don't you come to my house and cook for me, too?
Hey, anytime. Bring the nieces over, and I'll do it over here in my kitchen where I'm comfortable.
You know, your older niece brought over, made a little gift bag for you.
Oh, they're so cute.
She loves you.
Well, hey, hang out. This is a round table. It's awesome to have you on with us. Nothing but good people here at Revolution Radio Roundtables. But while I speak of Revolution Radio, let me put out some business here. We are the 100% number one worldwide listener-supported radio station on the planet. I guess that's worldwide, right? Okay, redundancy. We do have a new YouTube channel. We need you to check them out. Check out some of our recordings there. We have archives. Let the commercial play. Go get coffee or a beer or something. Gives us a couple cents every time. That's the TheGrayZone Radio. That's one of our channels. Free Revolution Radio and Talk Revolution Radio. Yeah, and I also wanted to thank Noreen at Wild Heart Roundtable before us. Awesome. Every Tuesday at midnight. And I also wanted to say, find us, chat room. Find our chat room, freedomslips.com. You're missing half the fun if you're not in the chat. You get to see people talk crap on me. You get to hear other people's opinions. You get to hear drama left and right. It's better than reality TV. So, yeah, it's freedomslips.com. Hit up our chat room. Also, hit the site support button. We can't pay the bills without you. None of us get paid. We're all volunteers here. That just pays for the electricity, thanks to Edison. We've also been joined by SJ. Let me give you a proper intro.
Oh, love it.
How you doing, sir?
I remember the days when my mom used to sell, that company that made all those incredible hand lotions and soaps, and it was part of a chain of
Avon?
Yeah, Avon, exactly. I remember the Avon calling. Ding, ding. Boy, that took me back. That took me back to 1955, man. Like a rocket. I called up to find out how you are, Ree.
It's a very generic bill.
I'm still breathing, man. And I'm going to use my last breath, to speak the truth and teach something to somebody.
I'm going to use my last breath and hold it. I hope it's a good toke on a doob.
You going to be underwater or what?
Well, yeah, sure. Whatever's the most fun.
Sounds like a rebirth to me.
Well, I haven't died that way yet, as far as I know.
Yeah. I don't think we're allowed to remember.
No. I wonder how much choice we have when we go to the next life upcoming, The ancient Egyptians figured that you could choose, you had a choice. If your heart was lighter than a feather of the goddesses, they thought a lot about the heart. They figured the heart was as much a part of the intellect as anything else in the body.
I've read about that. Same with the skull.
Yeah, isn't that interesting, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever have a good skull?
I don't know how to answer that question. Can you rephrase it?
Carefully, very carefully. Oh, no. I've been around people who collected skulls. I have also been around doctors that certainly have cadaver skulls to display and to basically explain that part of the human body. But, there's people, the skull has tremendous significance because it contains the brain, right? Did you ever read about how they basically preserved a mummy? Over.
Plenty of cultures have, sure.
Like embalming.
Yeah, exactly. You ever read about how they did it?
You can drink St. Ides, too, from your local ghetto liquor store. It's got embalming fluid in it.
Does it really?
Mm-hmm. Sure does. Fun fact of the day, kids.
Well, the other thing it's got, SJ, is the glands. Like you've got your pineal glands and your pituitary gland. But, and all throughout your body you've got this whole glandular system which seems to go along the lines of the chakras and, the points of acupuncture and meridians and all those sort of things. And there's a lot of that can be used to bring someone back to health.
Well, I was talking about the fact that all these different philosophies, sciences, things as plebeian as religion, if I dare call it plebeian, and the modern forms of physics are starting to merge. They're starting to make sense to each other. People are free to speculate about their own personal thought bubbles.
How are your
learning
patterns, SJ? Have they altered significantly in the last year or two or three?
Would you say that again?
Your sleeping and eating patterns, have they altered in the last, say, 2 or 3 years significantly?
I have a really, really, really strange schedule that happens to me more because of the seasons than anything people are doing. When I'm fishing, I would just adapt my biorhythm to what I had to do. We had a couple of years there where we had to go 3 days, 24 hours, and to run all the gear to basically fill the hold. And we'd come in, and that was fairly easy to adapt to. And then I had long periods where, in order to save money and save heat, I just wouldn't go outside of the little cabin or trailer that I was living in. It varied depending on where I was and what I was doing at the time. Let's see, what has changed the most? The thing that's probably changed the most is a freedom to think freely.
You're not allowed to do that right now.
I know.
You're a
but I do it anyhow. I've always been misbehaved, and I've certainly got whacked plenty of times for it. On the other hand, I got to the point where I could ignore the whacks and still indulge in free thought. So I did it. I took my licks, and I learned how to survive. And I'm not that accomplished. I mean, come on, guys. I'm just a dude that reads.
You're so full of beep. You have so much knowledge in you. I can ask you how to build myself a Gilligan's Island self-sustaining place right now, and you'd only need the professor, and that's called SJ. Straight
well,
up.
I'll tell you, we could do a number. I'll tell you, I would love one more time in my life to be around a bunch of people and a whole bunch of bamboo or thin, cut saplings, or even 2x2s or 2x4s or 2x6s.
You need to get on one of those game shows, man, where you naked and you run around and survive.
Well, have you ever seen the kinds of bamboo scaffolding that are built in the rest of the world? And they're all tied together. This is all done without nail one, well, maybe a nail or two, but primarily they use light twine, parachute
braiding
cord
techniques, yeah.
Yeah, and I know how to do that. I'd love to do it one more time in my life.
You only got so much time, right?
I know. It's on my bucket list.
Wingman, you've been quiet, buddy. I want to hear from you.
I did achieve one thing I had on my bucket list is I got a chance to talk to Art Bell. And we had a great conversation. I got him laughing 3 or 4 times while I was chatting with him, and we had just the most fun. I was telling him my Etch-a-Sketch theory of crop circles. I figure basically...
All right.
I figure basically there's all these... everybody thinks that it's this kind of alien or that kind of alien. I figure we got about 1,000 different kinds of aliens that are coming down. Some are tourists, some are packers, some are trappers, some are criminals, some are pirates out and out,
Some live underground.
Yeah, I figure we've got more activity than... If the truth ever comes out of it, we'll probably be floored at how many different groups of people there are out there that we're not supposed to, know about.
I'll tell you who I am one day, no worries.
Okay, good.
Yeah, Wingman, speaking of peoples that need to tell us who they are, how's UK treating you, man? I always like to ask that question.
Yeah, not much happening over here. Not much on the news. A few MP scandals with regards to expenses claims, frivolous expenses claims, but not much else in the news, really.
Did you do any follow-up on that story we read last week on the babies, the aborted fetuses being used to heat the hospitals and the incinerators?
Yeah, there wasn't much more to it than that, really.
Yeah, figures.
Well, it was like that before the Gulf War, the supposed babies taken out of their, their emergency medical chambers and thrown on the floor, right? Remember
they used that Israeli girl and she played the role of a Palestinian or something. Yeah.
Oh, God.
I remember.
But, they always make these screw-ups time after time. They're not as good as people think they are.
See Sandy Hook?
No kidding, man. Jeez. But, what... the kind of things they're putting people through is just... It's horrible.
Right.
That
people are definitely suffering from their deceptions.
Well, people that are willing to do that, to deceive you, are basically missing, a thing that the rest of us have. It's not a crime to be innocent. It's a privilege to be able to be innocent. The fact that people mislead.
There you go, being a thought criminal again.
I know. Let's let somebody else talk.
I'm back.
Hey, Shippity.
There's total cloud cover out there. So I decided to open up the water cannon and figure out where the moon should be.
Get on your mic.
Is that better?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so I figured out where it should be, got it lined up, and turned it on, and then it immediately started raining. So maybe in about 15 minutes there'll be a hole, and I'll be able to see through.
You knock on wood before your Skype crashes.
Well, if I can manage to get a hole in the clouds, Skype can crash all night.
Right on.
You drag us that file, and we can put it out there. I want to see this blood red moon.
Well, I'll have to dissipate the clouds.
It's 11:34. If you flip that upside down, it spells hell.
That means it's almost grandmama o'clock at 11:40.
Just gets better and better tonight.
I'll tell you, about 3 years ago we had a eclipse of the moon, and watching that was wonderful. It took about an hour, maybe slightly longer.
This one's happening on Passover, which is very, 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 very rare.
All three of them happen on Jewish holidays this year.
I know. We had Thanksgiving on, what was it?
It's not a Jewish holiday.
Yeah, it was. I'm not Jewish, so I
Thanksgiving?
don't know. Yeah, it was the same time as Thanksgiving, which was, it's been like 500 years since that, happened or something like that. And it's like, what? Thanksgiving's not that old. But it was something weird like that. It was a solstice. Never mind, not Thanksgiving. It was a winter solstice. Yeah. If you look up the 2013 winter solstice, and just put in Jewish holiday, you'll find it in your favorite search engine. No problem.
Well, what this makes me think about is preceding civilizations. I wonder how much of this is a remnant of a ceremony to mark a period that people should pay attention to. And the memory, like a lot of the tribes where they got slaughtered, a lot of the people couldn't remember the story, but they could remember the date. Or they could remember the name, but they didn't know the personal history of how it got to be a name that was passed down to one of the children.
Well, there was some point in time where instead of going by moons for calculating time and referencing time, it got switched into this thing we call calendars. And from there, they started manipulating what we consider time.
We've had a couple people on who have actually followed that and explained it, and it's a beautiful thing to know about. The fact that we have errors in our timekeeping. The end of the world, the Mayan end of the world was a disappointment.
Well, that is the beginning of the end.
Well, that was the cool thing that came out of it. I saw that rebirth of enthusiasm and desire to go forward as really opposing the sort of semi-suicidal approach that the corporate entities in our planet have taken.
Well, even in even in the Mayan tradition, it's just the onset of a period. It's not, the Judeo-Christian concept of a day of reckoning where everything stops.
I just want to know why we think and depict them all as like just running around in sheets around their groin areas, like.
Wow. It's just raining right now.
We've been joined by a caller, 331. Welcome.
I agree with the lady.
How's everybody going?
Who's this?
Who's
Who's calling? What's your name?
Mike.
RBN? You're back at the station.
I don't know.
Wrong number.
Sorry. That guy's not.
I agree with the lady speaking. She is very wise, and I agree with her 100% that civilizations having their beliefs are smart.
You're a big book reader. I know this. And I know you do a lot of reading, which is for your generation especially, that was already dwindling. Like, what's a book nowadays,
Read a book. This generation.
Yeah.
I do like my books.
Go ahead.
How old are you?
34 now, this
you're
year.
older than me.
I was saying though, I agree with you. You're very smart. You're very intellectual.
Air all day. I read a book or two.
Yeah, I like to read. I don't get to do as much as I enjoy it, but I'm
and
too busy.
that's where the internet comes in. It gives you snippets.
I wanted to help out someone in the chat room. We had I'm a Jin. He was talking about a 3D printer. Well, I came across this article. It's new. The Micro is a $200 3D printer. You can make a teacup in an hour. Okay.
You can make a McDonald's toy.
No, it sits on your desktop. It's a cool looking little thing, man. I'm going to drop the link in the chat room. But, yeah, this is the first one that's, like, cut a zero off the price, straight up.
That's too cool or what?
Yeah. It's going to bring innovation. Awesome. We just need free energy now, which I got a story on also. Navy's screwing around with seawater and admitting it finally.
Who are the people that came out with that incredible high mileage car? Is that the Japanese or some other country?
Just done it.
The what?
They've all done it.
Yeah, this was about to say. I mean, I think in succession, all the companies, they're just not allowed here or something.
We live in a corporatocracy. I mean, the whole world is run behind a
fascist
corporate curtain. All the borders are really illusion and just separate farms where they can do separate types of experimentation.
I wouldn't give them that.
Control.
I wouldn't give them that. You give them too much credit. You really do.
There's
a large part of
here, and there's producers over there, and there's...
Yeah, but all this came from grassroots. It came from people being dissatisfied and willing to do something about it, and that's basically what we are. We do stuff about stuff that bugs us when it finally gets across to us that we got to do something about it. We do that. We always have. I've got a lot of faith.
I believe we had influence, especially Hawk and his ham skills, getting out the broadcast and getting the militias rolling to help out that rancher, Bundy. I think that we had a lot of influence. And with Syria also, when, Obama had his finger on that red button. I think all alternative media is doing a great job, and I think we're all coming together. And it's not a competition thing, and it's all for the same goal. So
right on.
Give yourself a pat on the back, Rectify.
Right out.
Just do what I do because I do what I do. I don't know. I try to make things more lighthearted at the end of the day so you guys can have sweet dreams.
We need them.
Get some humor out, get some laughter. You know what I mean?
Well, when you hear laughing, you know you're heading in the right direction. Like I was saying earlier, when you gloom and doom it keeps you from seeing the really cool, funny, ironic, incredibly humorous attempts of power greed heads to hide what they're doing.
Right.
Never happened. It's too obvious. I mean, they may fool some people, but man, there's a lot of people see right through them and have.
Is it too late, though? Is it too late? That's what I keep asking.
No. Hey, back in 2000, maybe 3% of the people in the United States were hip to the kind of stuff. I'm talking 3% out of 300 million people. That's a pretty large number of people, but it was relatively small to the overall population. But now, we do surveys now, we get 80% agreement.
But nobody
on
does
some
anything.
of the topics that come up.
Or rarely.
Oh, people are doing stuff all the time because you're ignorant of it. Doesn't mean it's not happening.
People
I was talking about this when you said. I mean, people are doing.
I agree.
Like a guy who's willing to lay down and die for his property.
Right? It was so impressive.
But
back then.
Well, the point was to say that more people are agreeing on certain things. And we got to be really careful about what kind of information we feed into the group consciousness that we're trying to foster. That group consciousness could lead to group awareness, which could lead to group consciousness shared. Now, I'm hoping for basically telepathy and the emergence of some of the more or less hidden powers of the human being. I'm hoping we can determine our future by thinking about it first.
Hyro's joined us. What do you think, Hyro? What's your standpoint on Zen qualities of life?
Oh, Zen is fantastic. That's another thing completely. However, what the group consciousness thing, I would say that always seems to be a bit high level, but it doesn't have to be that. If you have, group, not group think as in like all like being leading each other. You simply all decide that you want the carpet to be clean outside of your apartment. And so you make an effort that when you have the time, you clean that bit of carpet. And it's done.
I cleaned my carpet today. It's still terrible.
Blogging in our pajamas and all of us with dirty carpets. Oh, my God. Talk about bad behavior. I hope that's legal still.
It is legal, yes. I don't clean my carpets. I learned from my dog to remove my underwear and drag my bottom across the carpet every day.
Oh,
with
good.
My legs in the air. Yeah. That shocks the neighbors, unfortunately.
You know what they call that? They call that expressing yourself.
Of course I don't do that. It's a joke.
Never, not Hyro.
No.
That's what we do when you're feeding babies.
Oh, man.
Hey, Ozzy.
Ozzy seems like he's having connectivity.
Yeah,
You might
I'm still here.
Your modem.
Oh, no. I've got my little buddy there.
Right on.
You know, who wants to disconnect me every
welcome
couple of
back.
minutes. Yeah, no, I'm still here, but yeah. So we're waking up. Like, God forbid, waking up goes viral.
What do you
Yeah.
Oh, you're viral, are you? I'm already viral. Give me some penicillin. Wait, that's Rebecca.
Well, that's the whole thing. You can't beat a virus, but your immune system will eventually beat it. You've got to get your immune system beefed up.
Right.
And that's where so the problem is our immune systems are totally depleted because we've been poisoned all our life. And then some virus comes along and we've got no defense mechanism left because we're totally poisoned. Mm-hmm. So what we've got to do first is get rid of the poison out of our system, and then the virus will go after we get our immunity back up.
Bingo.
And that's the key. And that's all there is to it, really.
Soup lately, and it's working. I can keep that down.
Yep.
So I'm
well, I think of radio as vitamin radio. We're sort of a nutritional addition to the mix that allows better health.
You gotta have the right levels in you, the
water,
right vibrations. I got you.
Right on.
Key is, and you hear about those things that talk about the crystal structure of water, and so your water is very important.
Well, I'll tell you, when I came up the Pacific Northwest, I came out of L.A. and I realized that they were incredibly vulnerable to water shortages, and I headed north, came through the great rivers of Oregon and Washington, and ended up here in British Columbia because it's incredibly wealthy in terms of trees for you to look at, and water that's relatively pure and still drinkable. Over.
I'm lucky enough to have a good source of mountain spring water.
Excellent.
And yeah, and
so
that makes
good.
a big difference. And
so good.
Yeah,
I remember going camping in the mountains, and you can just go right to the spigot, and it tasted nothing like home. I mean, you could sit there for like 5 minutes chugging that stuff.
Oh yeah. That's sweet water.
That's something about New Zealand. Is there's a place in Rotorua. They used to go up to the mountains. There was different springs at different levels up the mountains, and that was part of the convalescence, was walking up to the spring and sitting at the seats on the way up, drinking the water. And, that was part of getting healthy. The exercise and the drinking the clean water, drinking it straight from the spring and bringing some back, for the next day in the morning and all the other times and things. So, yeah, if someone wants to get their immune system back to how it should be, find a good source of water. That was the key to those people back in that day. That's what they travelled to the mountains for.
Well, that's a wonderful way of doing things that sort of has faded. I've always looked for all the hot springs in any area that I was going to work in, and I was out in the bush a lot, so I could slide off 40 miles and find a hot spring if I knew about it. And some of those are the most idyllic places in nature I've ever been in, full of life, wonderfully comforting relaxation. Over.
We got about 5 minutes till the top of the hour break. I wanted to give our number out again, get this place filled. We have probably about another good 6 seats here at the round table at the Gray Zone. But yeah, it's 347-688-2902. That's 347-688-2902. Everybody's welcome. Bring any thought you have. Change the subject on us. Argue with us. Whatever's on your mind, let out some steam, tell us a joke. No F-bombs, that's the only rule here, because we are under the FCC, so. But yeah, Wingman.
Water is important, and that one I want to ask you after the break about vortexes and magnets. But there is another thing that when my dog was alive, he didn't really like tap water, but he would drink like hell out of any dirty puddle and any pond or anything. But he wouldn't really, he'd drink a lot of water, but not really very interested in tap water. Vortexes and magnets.
They can be fussy.
But I can't speak. Wingman was speaking, so.
Yeah, I have waterproof hair, funnily enough.
Is it because it's so
like
short?
Like a duck's back, eh?
Yeah, I'm guessing you have a shaved head, right?
No, it's just, I've always been told, when I used to come out of the swimming pool, that everyone used to say, hey, your hair's still dry. I was like, yeah, it's waterproof.
Nice. He goes home and sprays the Scotch Guard on it.
Well, I'll tell you what I had fun with today is I actually got a chance to polish out part of my vintage vehicle. I got an old 48 Dodge, Canadian Dodge, and I restored it. It's just gorgeous, perfect paint job on it, and I got a chance to buff it out a little. Oh, was that fun out in the sun.
You did it like a dull gray, right?
No, it's actually what they call Air Cruiser Red. It's one of the rarest colors of that year. And it's the original vehicle. I had to take it down to Seattle to find somebody that still had the Canadian paint mixes on record. It was wonderful. I went...
Oops. Sorry about that. Dude Guy has joined the group. Thanks, Dude Guy, for calling. Welcome to the round table. How you doing, sir?
Hey, what's up, Mr. Rectify and Roundtable crew?
Hey, dude.
Just holding down the fort, man.
Yeah, you feeling better?
I can't complain. I had love today, man. I had some family visit me and brought me some love, so.
That always helps. I did have a recommendation, and Insure would not be it.
I know. I want to take it back, dude, when I read that list. And after the break, I'm going to read that list.
Yeah, well, I know we're coming out of the break, but I have a quick recommendation since I recovered from a gastrointestinal issue myself.
Oh, baby.
And poured a bunch of research into the cause and the solution. It did take me some time. I suffered quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had my gallbladder out, so I was really sick.
No, that's what they do. The doctors start yanking out organs and stuff, man.
Well, I had gallstones. I mean, I was messed up pretty bad. I had pancreatitis.
Those are nasty.
Yeah. Well, no, I had I had one where they just go in with they don't open you up all the way. It's a smaller thing, so it wasn't as bad. But I was really messed up. This happened, like 5 years ago, but it really got me into figuring out a lot about health, and and how much I always knew we were kind of being poisoned with all this crud, but I really understood how badly, because I really didn't eat all that bad, but I still, you think some of the stuff that tells you it's healthy, like insurance stuff, and it's not. It's all this deception out there. So I want
to hear your story. I want to hear this. I want to hear all the details. I want to hear everything about what you went through and how you got better, because I think that's very important.
All right, well, stick around. You're listening to The Gray Zone. This is Rectify and Wingman and friends. We'll be right back in about 4 minutes.
Welcome to the TheGrayZone Roundtable Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. 100% listener supported radio. No corporate ties, corporate duct tape dictating our freedom of speech. It shall remain that way as long as we are supported by you. Join us, 347-688-2902. Enter the Gray Zone.
And welcome back to the Gray Zone. This is Rectify. It is Tax Day, April 15th, 2014. And it's a blood red moon at the time of Passover. So, very interesting. But yeah, welcome back everybody. You're listening to Revolution Radio, 100% listener supported radio, #1 worldwide talk listener supported radio. That you'll find on the web especially. We are terrestrial in a few places around the globe. But most of the money goes to bandwidth. It's not cheap these days. And electricity, also not cheap these days. Visit our site, freedomslips.com. Hit the site support button, please. Keep our blood running, our heart pumping, our lungs breathing. Otherwise, we're month to month. It's like we all are. We're all check these days. I mean, I understand this. That's why you have some big names, though, at this stage. That we all do it all for free. Nobody gets paid a dime. So, just want to let everybody know that. You're all a part of this revolution as we turn and turn. And we thank you for keeping us supported. Wingman, my man,
Alrighty.
People are normally used to you doing the funny promo.
Oh, is it? Okay, well, okay. I'll do it next week.
Caught me a little off guard.
So,
Throw it out there.
Yeah, give us a phone number. Let's do that. Phone number and the Skype. Let's get more peeps up in here.
I don't know the phone number.
347-688-2902.
I'm looking at this blood red moon right now, guys, by the way.
347-688-2902. Isn't it tiny now? It was a huge full moon earlier.
It fades back out the other side.
Yeah, don't look at it too long. You go blind.
Yeah, no, the witches will come with the bats on the brooms.
No, rectify. It's looking very red, like all... And up on the top corner, up on the top edge of it, was like a little white, like it's looking white at the top and red down below.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's in a weird spot, yeah.
On one side of it's got a bit of light, and then down on the other side
it's going to come out
color.
the next 12 hours, or the next, I'd say 5 hours with the speed of the internet. We're going to get all kinds of bombardments of images.
I've seen them before. I don't see the people just not.
Has anyone here seen a total eclipse of the sun? Not partial, a total one.
Well, dude, guy, before the break, you were speaking of some remedies that might help me, or help anybody out there that might be having an immune system issue, which a lot of us are, because part of the biological and chemical warfare of this new age war being waged against the people is just that. They're using chemicals, biologicals. So yeah, I wanted to hear your advice, brother.
Silent weapons for quiet wars. It's part of the agenda, and a good essay to read. But
was
what?
it Edgar Hoover or?
No, that was.
Yeah, it slipped in my.
Gosh, the Seth's hero. He was shot on his
Just say
ranch.
the title again. That's good enough.
Silent weapons for quiet. It's Behold a Pale Horse.
William Cooper.
William Cooper. Bill Cooper. Yeah, got a brain lock there for a second. But yeah, so I think that's one of the things they're referring to in that statement. Silent weapons for quiet wars. Because there is a war on us, and it's through all our systems we use to live our lives. Our
Psychology,
government,
too. Yeah, they do psychological on top of it all.
Yeah, the banking system, the whole economic system, our utilities, our food, even the clothes we wear, everything. Everything you buy, they've taken away and outsourced it. Then they've used technology to... keep us on the treadmill with planned obsolescence, and they don't make things as good as they could, which I know because I do make things, being a tool and die journeyman and machinist. I can use lathes, mills, surface grinders. I can make a lot of things. So I know about materials and methods. But in the case of this, with your health, what I recommend if you're having a immune system and gastrointestinal issue, which most of your immune system is in your gut. Okay, that's where the cells that generate immune response come from. Food is part of your health. So what you eat is going to be a big determinant in how you feel and how healthy you are. In this case, once you get toxins in your gut, you get an ongoing inflammation and an ongoing immune response, which generally tends to drain your energy. And it's just like fighting a war in Vietnam for 10 years. The country falls apart. In this case, the body falls apart. It starts to fall apart. It can't keep fighting that long. It's getting exhausted. Mm-hmm. And if you're not replacing resources, which means quality, clean minerals in your food and vitamins in your food that are actually bioavailable, then you're not going to be able to repair yourself. And also, if you can't remove the source of the inflammation and sickness, which is the toxins that were in the food or other things that you inhaled or ingested, you're going to continue to get the immune response. So what you want to do is chelate or clean this toxin from your body.
Does you recommend 100 and 151 proof Bacardi? Because I seriously had an agent I know recommend that.
Maybe as a method of last resort, but I wouldn't recommend that. No, I think the best thing to do to remove out of your body is liquid chlorophyll. It's cheap. It works pretty damn well, and it cleans your gut. It transports toxins out. Basically, chlorophyll is like plant blood. It's very similar to our blood. But it works very good at transporting toxins, and it will help.
It also contains distilled water. It's perfect distilled water, so that's brilliant. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a liquid chlorophyll to purge bacteria.
Yeah. Well, yes, it's really. But I'm not going to interrupt, dude. But I'm hearing what you're saying. It's good. It's all good. All frequencies. You need good frequencies coming into you. That includes not having people around you don't like. So if I'm getting on your nerves, just switch me off.
Oh, come on.
That would make your life better.
I love you, man. You're like the only man of your sort that I love.
My sort? I am the only man of my sort.
You got it.
I'm not even a man.
A wink.
Not a man, not a woman, not a woman or woman.
You are
creature, not even human.
And you're an alien.
I'm an alien, and my parents told me so. They're still very angry with me.
I am mad at you.
Please carry on. Sorry, dude. Mm-hmm.
Well, in this case, usually when you have a bacteria response, that means your immune system is weak, and so there's a toxin in there suppressing it. Now, if you've got a poor diet, that'll be part of it too. But what happens with a lot of this corn-based food is it stays in your gut. You don't fully digest a lot of it. Red meat's the same way. And some of this meat has toxins in it. They spray viruses on it to kill the bacteria, they say. They do all sorts of things now they didn't used to do. So a lot of our food has a lot of toxins in it. And so this is how the plant cleans itself when it takes toxins. And it also allows plants to absorb energy from light. Okay? So it may also have a resonance effect at almost, let's say, spiritual level that may help you inject some energy into your body. It works at a different portion of the electromagnetic spectrum than our blood does, which is iron based. And it basically gives you a nice assist. I mean, we eat plants, okay, and there's healthy plants that we break down. But when you do get the pure liquid chlorophyll, it's very, very absorbable by the gut wall, which is the wall of the gut is where all these cells are that have different receptors that are looking for different minerals, different things that you need, and the capillaries are right there, so it can go right into your body. And the thing is, you only get a certain amount of time when you eat something before it passes through you. So when it's in a liquid form, your body doesn't have to break it down. And if things are hard to break down, even if they have a lot of vitamins in it, the body doesn't have enough time to do it, and it just goes right through you. So
I have a question. I have a question.
Hold on 1 second, Shal. I'll let you get your question next, but we have caller 805. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Calling from Ventura, California.
How you doing? What would you like to add to the conversation?
Not to be rude, I don't think good vibrations and wheatgrass are going to cure the superbugs. What I do, if anyone out there has heard of it, it's called MMS. It's basically chlorine dioxide. If you go to Google or any of the search engines and look up MMS, Jim Humble, you'll read an astounding amount of testimonies that are worldwide where he's trying to cure HIV in third world countries. I've been doing it for 2 years. It has gotten the flu. Within a day or two, it's gone. And it will attack bacteria, viral, pathogen. You need to kind of read up on it to educate yourself to see if you want to go there. It's very inexpensive. I believe they're curing cancer, leukemia, HIV, malaria.
Why would you not want to go there? Has there been horror stories?
FDA, AMA will put you in jail like they would have done with the rice machine and other things that have been out in the past that people have been put away, so it makes you afraid to share. And
gotcha.
I've been afraid to call. I don't have Facebook or nothing. And I know it sounds kind of naive, but you know.
I wanted to give 949 the mic real quick. Yeah, you're free to stick around. I appreciate your knowledge, and that's always appreciated here. But Shannon, I'm going to give you the mic. Let's try that. I'll keep it at about a minute, you know. It's hard to do, but it is a round table. That's the format I have to maintain. So, forgive me.
Well, I just have a question for the guy talking about chlorophyll in plants and whether or not somebody that does not eat food at all, pretty much, like, is that going to benefit them if they pay attention to that and start eating that way? Is that going to reverse the things that they've done to their body by malnutrition?
Everything, like with the chlorophyll that you can buy, is made from alfalfa, and it's very good, but it's not an instant miracle, and it's not the only thing I would recommend. There's actually a series of things that I took to improve myself, but chlorophyll helps to transport toxins out of the body. And it's also easily available and inexpensive. So I'm taking into a lot of factors. This miracle mineral solution, I don't know how easy it is to really obtain. I don't know how inexpensive it is. If you can get a hold of some, you can try it. I have no experience with it. I've heard a lot of good things about it, and it's certainly possible because I believe there's a lot of different cures out there. I mean, baking soda in water will cure you of a lot of things. The problem is that because it helps reset your pH, we eat a lot of acidic foods, and just a teaspoon of baking soda in water, and people used to take it all the time. It can do a lot of things, which I use it to help clean me out as well. There's various things you could do. I would take that on an empty stomach before you go to bed. It matters when you take stuff also, not just take it any time.
Of course.
So when your stomach is empty, it's going to have the best effect to help flush you out. And the same thing when you take vitamins. I tend to take my vitamins in the morning before I eat because nothing else is getting in the way of them being absorbed and going to the place they need to be in the body. When you start eating during the day, a lot of things you eat will block absorption and block the slot they need to
Well, you are aware that sometimes you need to be taking in another element at the same time as a certain vitamin in order for it to be absorbed correctly.
Well, with the type of foods we have, with the type of foods and vitamins that we commonly have, that's true. But if you take a lot of plant-based vitamins, it's really not the case. Especially especially liquid absorption. Everything that I take as a restorative and a vitamin is liquid based, pretty much.
I do have liquid vitamins myself. I do believe that they are more easily absorbed.
I make it from powder, so I don't trust pre-made liquids because I don't know what type of liquid they're using and its quality. So I tend to use pH balanced water, purified water, and I will use organic like apple juice. And mix it with a vitamin powder of all plant-based vitamins. The same like with chlorophyll, that's mostly cleaning you out, and it does help with a few other things, but it's not a a vitamin solution, really. So the first step is trying to clean yourself out. Baking soda, apple cider vinegar.
You gotta scrub all that sludge out from your inside so you can start absorbing properly again.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're trying to clean.
Yes, no, and I want to hear what your advice would be to someone that doesn't eat much food and has a lot of toxins built up in their body.
Why don't
what would your by choice, by non-desire to eat, no appetite?
But their health is suffering because of that.
Their health is very bad, and they really need to eat food, and they have no desire to. It's a problem.
Doctor, yeah, because
I know, I understand, but I think you know a lot about what you're talking about, and so
I suffered quite a bit because of this GMO and stuff like that. The thing is, I even knew a little bit about it, but I didn't really realize how bad it was, and it's bad. You really have to avoid a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I used to eat a lot of chips and salsa, which I thought was healthy, but a lot of those corn chips became GMO in the 90s. So when I originally developed the habit, they weren't.
Mm-hmm.
But they became GMO in the 90s, and it made me sicker and sicker and sicker. That's just one thing. Which you think, chips and salsa isn't really that bad for you, especially if you get organic chips or something, but organic does not mean non-GMO, necessarily.
We might have breaking news coming in, ladies and gentlemen. We've been joined by the one and the only, the hijacker. Jacker, you muted?
Welcome, hijacker. Yeah, there we go. There we go. How am I coming through?
8.5 right now, but you can stick around all night, buddy.
Yeah, well, I really don't need the minute and a half. Health issues and vitamins and that type of thing. It's always good to know and to talk about. But all I know is that because I listen to so much radio, when I hear vitamins and health, late night, 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday or whatever, I just fog out.
Yeah, sounds ordinary ages to me too.
Looks like he just bogged out. Holy crap. Wow. Happens.
Well, my reason for calling it was just to help rectify out a bit. I wasn't going to go on a huge amount. I was going to actually give you a quick little rundown of what I took, a couple things I took. If you wanted to elaborate on it, other people ask questions and stuff, but...
No, I appreciate your knowledge.
Can I just add a little bit to this?
Of course, sir.
Well, Rectify said about cleaning yourself out. I just wanted to add that if you hold stuff in, you hold crap in with regards to issues you have with other people, issues you had with your childhood, issues you've had with regards to violations against you, or hate against you, or hurt. If you store that and you don't deal with it, and you don't purge yourself of those things from a mental perspective, that will also lead to illness eventually. Definitely, whether it's cancer, whether it's just general low levels of energy, or it will lead to illness also. So that's something to bear in mind too. Just wanted to add that.
That's why they call it dis-ease, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He has a very good point.
That's why I'm really tired. I'm just tired all over again.
He has a very good point. I think that is an issue for a lot of people, having emotional issues that they haven't dealt with since childhood. And it does, I believe all of that affects your gut. It affects how you function in life, and it affects how you digest food, and it affects everything.
I agree totally with you and Wingman. I totally agree with that.
Hijacker, one bottom line, man. I don't like if you're going to call in and just disrespect the content that I'm putting out there right now with the group of people I have at this forum. But yeah, I'll give you another chance. Speak your mind.
The blood moon's up there outside there, Rectify. I've got a photo of it, and I'll post it tomorrow. But it's happening now, and after this call, I'm going to go out there, and if you don't hear me, that's where I'll be sitting out there enjoying this spectacular view.
Dude, if you got clear skies, hook us up.
Well, I don't have any. I could go on Skype video, but it's going to drop the call out, so I'll have to do it afterwards. But
right. And you just drag and drop the JPEGs right into the Skype chat, and it's easy for us all to grab.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it because it's going to crash my system.
All right, man. Go do what you got to do. Thanks for calling in.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
Aussie.
And yeah.
Aussie, oi.
Yeah, just keep yourselves healthy and don't fog out and keep yourself active and thinking and that's the whole thing, isn't it? That's the victory, is
Just
having
breathe.
some sort of vision.
In through the nose, out through the mouth, just like Angela Black would say.
Because if you have that thing that you carry as a disease and you use it as a crutch and say, oh, look at me, I'm sick, then that's negative attitude. If you have a positive attitude and go, well, there's a power of positive thinking. You might have read that book.
No, I agree,
and,
man. You project what you want to be or what you want to see. You project it and you create it through projection.
Yeah. And miracles happen. And the other thing is you can also, like you say, if you're projecting it, you can sort of create your reality.
That's why a lot of people don't trust doctors, though, because they'll tell you you're going to die. And then all of a sudden your will to die becomes a reality and you die a lot quicker than you would have if this guy that you thought was a god in a white coat didn't tell you that you were going to die.
Never.
Oh, throw his nonsense away,
Please.
You're a young, strong man. You have a very strong personality. You know very well that you can live if you want to. You just need a will to live.
Speaking of strong personalities, I want Hijacker to speak his mind before. He's got me on the edge right now. It's because it's like...
Stay alive because the event is about to happen. You have to stay here for that.
Right, it's happening now, this alignment. Go ahead, Jacker.
Well, no, that's what I wanted to pick two guys' brain about. Always when comets or asteroids, particular comets, come in, it's always an omen for various societies. It goes back through the ages, and now that we have this grand crossing, cardinal alignment cross, whatever the hell the actual technical name it is, I've been checking with a lot of astronomers and astrologers. And it turns out that nobody knows when this last time we've had this cardinal grand cross. We've had many ones, like little ones, but not one like this.
Not with the oppositions that are lined up. Nope.
Right. They go back. They said maybe 500,000 years. But a lot of these astrologers are saying what's about to happen, this alignment has never happened to mankind in any of our history. So,
explain it to me. What is this Grand Cross? I haven't heard of this.
It's a cardinal Grand Cross, but Dude Guy might know a little bit about it.
Just throw it into a search engine real quick. You'll get a good visual. But yeah, it's a Mars is opposing. Okay, Mars and the Sun and the Earth are in a line vertically, and then on the left side, on the horizontal plane, you have Uranus and the Sun, and then Pluto. And, it's basically war and chaos.
Right, one's in Libra, the other one's opposite Aries, another one's Sagittarius. It's a multi-factor.
Yeah, and it's in the constellation of Aries at the same time, which owns Mars.
Well, Mars and Aries, I know, are both the warriors, both the fighters. So yeah, that's interesting.
And then we got the blood moon tonight. I mean, as we speak.
I just took a picture of it right now. I couldn't see it when it was supposed to happen at midnight, but I just took a picture of it. It's half bloody from here.
Sweet. Jacker, my birthday is on the 16th. That trips me out, makes my skin crawl.
16th's a big day. The 16th, I think, I don't got my cards. I think the 16th, numerology, I think it's a 13 maybe, or it could be, what might be, the 20th is an 18, which is 666, 3 sixes.
Right.
So, the 16th is the
Oh, that's another thing I forgot to mention about the Ensure. I still have the ingredients list here, but their symbol is actually a 666.
For what? What's the 666?
On the Ensure cans, the bottles. Yeah, they have 666 on it even, along with their long.
Why are you taking that?
Sorry, Hatchecker. Go ahead, man.
Well, no,
still got 30 seconds.
Right. If you take a look at all of the corporations' logos, you don't know it because you're immersed sort of like in the ocean of occultic symbolisms and the way cities are laid out and Albus and Phillips and all the rest.
That's my due diligence, sir.
But if you were to drive just down the street, you are bathed. When you look around and you're driving down the street, the mall, go past the gas station, go past various memorials, you are bathed in occultic symbolism. This is Lucifer's planet. Go ahead.
True that. I will
Well,
not.
it's not Lucifer's planet as long as I'm here, because, or anyone else who opposes him, because he doesn't rule me, and I don't accept his rulership. So you know, whoever wants to claim that, go ahead and worship him.
I mean,
if you feel that.
And you're talking to a guy, you got a dollar bill, which is full of false symbology.
Well, you know how I cancel that out? I put some damn magic on my dollar bills. I say I reject evil. I purify and sanctify this energy for my personal use. And I go about my business.
The talisman.
Yeah, I can do that. I'm a creator. So are you.
Well, this alignment, because we really, let me just get back to this alignment real quick. This alignment, what it means, what I'm saying to you, is that this is such a rare event that if something does not happen, the 20th, the 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd, it's basically in those windows right there when it's going to, especially on the 22nd, which is another really occultic date. But if that doesn't happen, if something major doesn't happen, and what these astrologers are saying, they're saying it's not just going to be like a market collapse. It's going to be societal. It's going to be militaries are going to move against one another. It's going to be the dollar collapses. In other words, and of course the New Agers are saying...
I swear they're going to rely on a natural event, though, a God-created event, so they can come in as savior types, even though they're going to be fully militarized.
The saving comes later, not during this alignment. They got to make everyone suffer first.
Well, we already are.
An energy square is a pattern that allows change. It's not as stable as platonic solids. And so whenever you get the planets and their energy alignments forming such a square, that's affecting the human consciousness energy on this planet. And that's why they tend to do things and wait for times when there's more favorable energies in the ether around us, which is this whole solar system. So it's all an energy sphere or a grid of interchanging lines on focusing of energies. The planets emit energy. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune all emit more energy than they receive from the sun.
I just know it's all magnetic flux. We live in an electric universe. It's not the way that we're taught. It's totally electrical, just like our bodies.
Well, I still call bullshit on anybody claiming.
You gotta watch the language.
Oh, I'm sorry. I say BS on anybody claiming that they know when anything is going to happen. Like, that's in the Bible. Like, you're not gonna know the date or time or anything of when it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, but
the Bible's been so convoluted, though, through
translation. But no one can call it. No one can call it. It's going to happen at a time where no one is going to be correct in their
I think
assumption
there's out there that knows exactly the exact frickin' moments, and they.
I don't believe. I don't believe that.
Well, wait a minute. Who am I talking to? Who's the female?
She's a caller out of Southern California. She's my sister-in-law, actually, Shannon.
Shannon. Actually, there's been.
Hi.
How you doing, Shannon? There's been a.
How are you? I'm good.
There's been a revising of that doctrine of nobody knows.
Shannon,
hold on. Let Jacker talk. You got it.
Who is the male? Who is the male speaking to you, Shannon?
Who is what male speaking to me? There's no male.
Yes,
that's the hijacker. I'm sorry. That's the hijacker.
Is that male?
Sorry.
Go ahead, Jacker. I'm sorry.
Okay, no. I was just going to tell her this thing about nobody knows the date, the day, and the hour. Because that's what Jesus says, nobody knows except the Father alone, not even the Son. That's the scripture she's using. However...
But you got to look for the fig tree, Pauline.
Right. However, that's been revised. You won't know.
By who? By who?
Well,
powers that be over centuries, or over decades.
Scriptures haven't changed. Scriptures are the same.
What's the revised meaning?
Okay, do I get 20 seconds? Are we down to this now again?
No, go ahead, Jackie. We're not cutting you. I'll
All right,
take care of it.
here's 20 seconds. Then somebody else can have it. Okay.
I'm just curious to hear other people's opinions. I don't believe personally that anybody knows when anything's going to happen.
I know, but I'm getting ready to tell you that that's been revised.
I would like to hear it. Tell me what you know.
Silence.
20 seconds.
The Jackers at the podium.
Wow. Okay.
And Wingman's watching.
Okay, so this is it. Nobody knows the day and the hour, but a watchman on the wall, like the 10 virgins who got their oil ready, their lamps ready, when the master finally came, and 10 virgins were unwise and they didn't watch, but a watchman watches. And so a watchman will know not only the day and the hour, but he'll know the minute. He'll know the minute that things are about to happen. You can take a look, and if you're watching what a watchman does, they call out. So as things come, right, nobody knows the day and the hour right now. But when you come right up on it, a watchman will know. So that's their new revised doctrine of watchmanness.
That's how they switched it up.
That is who revised doctrine on it. Who is saying this? Where is this information coming from? That's what I want to know.
The papal, man. They're the ones that have done it all. They've revised it all.
Actually, the one who broke through this and knowing about the exact minute that things are going to happen, they take not only the scriptures of what happens in the book of Revelations, but they overlay it on what's happening in the world, and then, therefore, being a watchman, they're going to know.
Well, here's a simple question to you. Here's a simple answer to your question, Shannon. Who owns the most important museum that's an archaeological museum that's untouchable by the peasants?
How does that matter, though? That doesn't answer my question. Like what you guys are saying goes against the Bible. I don't believe that any of that is true unless you can show me that it's true.
Oh, the Dead Sea Scrolls. I mean, the Book of Kings.
Yes, I know about the Dead Sea Scrolls, but how is anything that was just said proving to me that the Bible passage that says that no one knows the date or the time or the hour that Jesus is coming back and the end of the world is going to happen? Like, I haven't heard anything that proves anything differently.
There are essentially two ways of looking at the Bible.
What's happened in Matthew 24 so far?
All right, one at a time. Hold on. Get it out. And then my Wingman. All right, Wingman. One at a time, guys.
Well, I would like to chip in, if I may.
All right, let Wingman have his statement. If he can pass his time to you, if he'd like. You're next.
I'm just what day is this alignment then? What day is it?
It's the 15th. It's tax day.
The 20th.
15th.
No, the Cardinal Grand Crossing alignment is the 20th to the. Somebody's got feedback.
Oh no, it's already started.
No, when it's exactly lined up, it's the 20th to the 23rd or the 24th, and the 22nd is the big date. Go ahead.
22nd. I don't see any alignment. I'm looking at a planetary simulator now.
Prime alignment,
on the 22nd.
You guys are all saying that the 22nd is the day. That's my daughter's birthday. Are you kidding me? Like,
just looks.
The next one's October 20th.
Hold on. No, the 20. Let's see. The 25th looks like you've got Mars and Mercury and Venus in alignment. But that looks more.
No, it's not a planetary alignment.
They're in opposition to each other. They're not in total alignment. It's forming a square.
Right.
They're not all on one side.
Right.
A square is opposition.
Square. Right.
It's not opposition either. A square is 90 degrees opposition. It's 180.
This is like the third time.
So we might get a bit more. All it means is we're going to. We could get a bit more rain.
It's red, man. It's red. How cool is that?
Oh, man. You are the coolest, brother. How are you doing? Seth?
I'm doing well, and would be doing better if my mouth.
I'm still waiting for an answer, guys. Come on now.
What would you like an answer
seconds.
to?
The solar cross alignment.
You got 12.
I mean the grand cross. I mean.
What
here?
Rectify. Your niece's birthday is on the 22nd. Is the world going to end on her birthday? Is that something I need to be aware of?
Think about ending of anything.
We're not saying that. We're not saying that.
I think hijack is a cardinal grand cross, he says.
I heard somebody saying what the Bible says, and that always
I think I was in the queue, and it's sort of like to tell you guys something.
That's time management, SJ, and then go ahead.
Well, thank you. It won't be very
30
long.
seconds.
And then you got it.
No, I'm not saying anything. Sorry. No.
Hey, here's the deal. The Grand Cross has been talked about quite a bit. We've talked about it over the last 3 years. Who's our famous Italian predictor of the, not Costa Nostra, but what is our Italian predictor of the future?
Nostradamus. He's French.
French. Okay, good.
I was going to say.
So Nostradamus talks about the Grand Cross, and you guys should do a search of
You
Nostradamus.
just pissed off a lot of Italians.
Well, screw it.
Seriously.
Anyhow, get back to it. There's wonderful stuff on the web about Nostradamus and his Grand Cross predictions. And his nephew actually drew it up, did a lot of art about it. And it's really evocative, and I recommend it to you highly. Over.
Hyro.
No, I was not. I was just being annoying.
You're up, Asia.
I am not.
All right, so you passed your time.
You want me to speak? Oh, I can speak. You want me to actually speak?
Yeah, man. We all share here.
Oh my God! I'm able to speak. I have never had permission to speak.
Are you in the
before.
free speech zone?
He's a real boy.
Could you come?
I want you
in
to
about
speak.
5 minutes. I was quite shocked. I'm shocked.
If you come out of that free speech zone with a mouth like that, I'm gonna have to plug you with the taser.
Well, you see, there it is. Tasers aren't good either. They kill people.
Well, listen, when you...
All right, honey, make your point. Tell your point. Come on.
Yeah.
I have to wait. I'm
all right,
so
Jacker.
shocked.
Who keeps
Jacker.
jamming this
And then
up?
Shannon's up. Jacker.
Jamming this up. You guys cannot shut your mouth for 30 seconds while somebody
Come
talks?
on, bro. It's a round table. It's hard to manage. Go.
Yeah, no, it's not. No, it's not. Just shut up. Let somebody...
You've never done one.
Stop arguing.
Everybody shut your goddamn pie hole. Shush.
Hijack is suffering from the metro red.
Well, tomorrow I get my orders. So tomorrow I'm either going to go black or I'm going to have my own show on Studio B right about this time. And if you're going to run a round table like this, I will murder you. And
Hey, now.
I'm not a competitor, man. I do this because I love it.
no, the competitors are what people want to hear, and they don't want to hear a bunch of people just all talking at the same time. Conversation, you know.
Imagine hijacker.
Well, you got
Shut your-
index cards. I have people.
Why
Man.
don't you complain
Ego
after the show?
bullshit is what it
Different
is.
strokes for different folks.
Hey, guys, shut your blowhole. Shut your blowhole. No one cares. Shut up.
That's the beauty of Revolution Radio. You have two choices, if not three, when the owner of the station has the Hawks running. You have Studio A and Studio B. So whatever your flavor, whatever your taste might be, you might like a little more salt on your meat. You can switch over and maybe find the more salty meat and go over to the other side and find the vegetarian channel. So
Exactly.
That's
exactly. So that guy should shut his pie hole. Shut up completely. Like, no one cares. Shut up.
Oh.
Let somebody else speak that has an intelligent point to make.
A show, girl.
I'm sorry, I have to agree with that. Hijacker, that was the ugliest thing I've ever heard come out of your mouth. The ugliest of things I've ever come out
Murder?
of
I
your mouth.
know. Is that
Why
gonna
would
be
you try to
correct?
hurt people that are all being nice to you?
Hey, gentlemen, could you listen to the
In the
ladies
sick side.
for at least 5 minutes so they can get a word in edgewise? Thank you very much. This
It is hard to
SJ.
learn. Hey, SJ, when you
Yeah,
can't
we've got to learn to listen.
talk, you can't learn.
I'm still trying to hear the point of the guy with the hot accent. Like, he was trying to make a point, and everybody else kept jumping in. So everybody shut up and let him make his point.
I didn't need to make any point.
Yeah.
But like the point is, I'm on your side. Hijacker, stop being so competitive. If you want to be so competitive, run around and kick a pigskin around.
Yeah, no,
Okay, so do I get 15 seconds?
No, you can't have 15 seconds.
My point
It's
was...
small every time. 10 seconds.
Yeah, really. I mean,
you want that 15 seconds, you have to ask your boss. And at the moment, your boss is rectified.
Well, tomorrow on Deacon's
Understand.
show, you'll know whether Hijacker's going to be around or he's not. So that's my little announcement.
Well, take your ball and go home and play with it.
Well, it's out of my hands. It's in God's hands. So
Thank you. Since it is,
I would like to
let the ladies speak for a while.
I have really long hair. Does that count?
I was talking
Seth, you're not a lady, but I love you the same. I want you to... Come on, man. Help me rectify the situation.
Okay. All right. I'm going to turn my volume up just a little bit here if I need to. So the idea is...
that you went dead air.
Yeah, keep your mic plugged in.
I just wanted to see if I could actually make that happen for just like 3 seconds where everyone stops. So now everyone knows that it can be done and that you don't have to talk over everyone. And I would insist upon interrupting people who are interrupting people to tell them to stop interrupting people.
Counterproductive.
Just a suggestion.
Okay.
Now, what I would like to point out that Grog dropped a link in the chat room at freedomslips.com that is the best. I couldn't find a good link to see it live on video. So if you can't step outside and look at it, go to freedomslips.com, follow the links through the chat room, click the link to the left that says Chat Archives, or maybe Grog will even drop it in again because it's a very good link. Maybe high definition, maybe not. It's a lot better than the one NASA had up.
Seth, after this, I'm going to go on Ustream, and because you got that channel on your Ustream, I got the thing, and I'm going to go on Deutsm, CDEUTSM, and I'll try and leave a picture of it there.
Yeah, wonderful.
So,
yeah, I couldn't get any. I don't have the right equipment to get it, but it's gorgeous.
Here, I'll drag it in for you, Seth, right here.
It's spectacular. It's like it's dancing in the clouds.
That's his picture.
Amazing.
Oh, what about for us people that are standing outside smoking a cigarette listening to you guys? Like, I can't go on the computer and go look at that stuff. So tell me what your thoughts are. Tell me what you're thinking.
The moon that you're looking at.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
okay.
like a bottom chunk missing, though, I noticed.
Yeah, no, it was really pretty. I took a picture. It was like half red, half like regular moon. It was weird.
From my point of view, it looked like a piece of charcoal.
Jerry Bear Love, my friend, he was our reporter on the scene down at the Bundy Ranch. Welcome to the call. I'm sorry I didn't give you the doorbell.
Oh, wow.
I'm tired, man. I'm running on 3 hours. I'm sure you're tired too, buddy. And we thank you all for supporting Jer to get, to do the mission.
Hi, Jer.
Hi, y'all. But no,
Hi, Jer.
from southern Nevada, the moon looks like a piece of charcoal, like grayish, reddish.
I don't see how everybody hasn't seen a lunar eclipse before. They happen fairly regularly.
I never seen it turn red though.
Yeah, no, most of the ones around here you look at and like you're not supposed to look at it directly, so you're supposed to have a special box or something to look at it with.
Solar
That's
eclipse.
solar.
All lunar eclipses, that's how they occlude is that red shade. It's atmospheric or something to do with just all lunar eclipses.
The lunar eclipse is just when the vampires come out and drink.
Jerry, I got an update on Man Bundy. He gave an interview tonight, and he went through what happened. And at the point where all the federal agents all were in a line, had all their weapons aimed at him as they were walking up, and they were getting ready to shoot him. They were saying, "We're going to shoot you if you don't stop."
This was today?
Amon Bundy, yeah. I just heard an interview not more than an hour ago. If you give me 2 minutes, I can go through it real quick. What happened?
I know they had an interview, they had a stage event, they did a little presentation, and they had over 4 Congress people there,
from different states representing.
But I'm saying the point that
Washington, Arizona.
The point that federal agents left. Let me just give you the.
That was about 10. That would happen about 10:38 Saturday morning. Then, right?
Yeah, this is information from Saturday. They're just.
No, I'm talking today. I watched it live.
Well, you want a 2-minute thumbnail sketch of exactly what happened?
Oh, they had Sheriff Mack there and everything. I mean,
I got Sheriff Mack on film.
They had an assemblywoman there. They had
I got her on film too.
Washington. They had two congressmen from Arizona, and they were all
just on YouTube.
Where's John McCain? You know, and this and that. They were stepping up. They were going.
He's busy.
Out. It was
probably in Israel, but yeah.
And
you want a 2-minute breakdown of exactly what happened and why the federal agents took off?
Shoot, Luke.
Okay. This is what happened. So Sheriff Gillespie, he came to Clyde Bundy's ranch, and he says, okay, this is the deal. They're going to let your cattle go, everything. And then Clyde Bundy says, no, I want them disarmed, and I want all of the federal agents' weapons at the flag. The sheriff said, you got 1 hour to do it. After an hour, the sheriff says, well, he's not going to use his guys to do that, to disarm the BLM. And so Clyde Bundy said to the militia members that were around him, at this point there were up over 1,000 people there. He says, should we do it ourselves? They said, yeah. So Clyde Bundy got in his tractor. All the cowboys mounted up. The women, they all marched. They came to where the cattle were. There was over 200 federal agents all lined up, snipers on them, guns out. They kept advancing. They said, stop, or we're going to shoot. You're trespassing, or whatever. They kept advancing. Some of the women were in the front of the line. They kept coming. And then it was at that point, all of a sudden, the feds all started talking in their walkie-talkies, and they noticed that up on the ridge, among the cars on the highway, snipers, militia snipers, were being set up, and they were zeroing in on them. And that's when the feds realized that you just weren't going to mow those people down. That they actually had snipers on them was going to break into a full...
You know what, though, that got me, Hijacker? You look close on, like, all the footage from, like, InfoWars. You'll see that the guy that's ducking, the management worker, the land management guy, the Fed, the guy that's ducking down behind the shield by his vehicle, he has a paintball gun in his hand pointing at them. Nobody's got an actual live weapon or live ammo weapon.
Oh, no, this is the backstory. I'm trying to tell you the backstory. And then
hey, I got a question, though. We got about 4 minutes unless...
Well, you want to know why...
You want to go another hour, everybody. It's popular consensus, as always.
You want to know why the federal agents...
Here.
Generators?
One.
Oh, I love that posse of horsemen that turned up. That looked good.
I'll hang around, Rex.
We got two.
I.
Got 3, 4.
Yeah.
I'm awake.
You want an hour? We got 5.
I just want to say something. Yeah.
Let me talk to Justin. Go ahead, Jacker.
Oh, well.
They're there for another reason.
That was the greatest vote ever conducted in the history of humanity.
6 out of 11, only halfway.
You get a line and I'll get a phone. We'll go shoot the bungees now.
I'm sorry. That was awesome. I didn't mean great as in quantitatively.
Yeah.
It was efficient. It was efficient, fast. It did the job. There was no hanging chads.
Well, Hijacker's that's very true to what Hijacker's saying the story is, because the story broke out that Gillespie went to the Bundy camp in the RJR media, went to the Bundy camp Friday night and was negotiating with them, and they were supposedly negotiated all night. Then he came to the staging area and said something, and so the media put it out that Gillespie actually stopped it. When I interviewed a militiaman Sunday morning, I got the true story about it, and he's definitely right about how it went about is the way Hijacker explained it.
I found out something about why they want his land.
That's right.
It has to do with the carbon taxes. This solar plant and the other fracking and developments they're doing on all the other land they already own. They've already broken ground on one plant. They want to that's going to, under this new system, it costs them a certain amount of carbon, like credits, to use that land. And they're trying to make a kind of a first case for how businesses are going to have to operate in the future by balancing development with idling a bunch of land. So what they want to do is destroy all these ranches like they've been doing, and Bundy's the last one, and then turn all that back into like a pristine area, because the solar plant's not actually going to be built right there or anything. At least make it seem like it's pristine, and idle that land and claim it as a like some type of balancing preserve. It's called mitigation, carbon mitigation.
Pristine now, dude, guy. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, they mean
It's for the Chinese.
unused. They mean totally not used. You can't even go to it. It's for animals
Right.
only. It's part of this animals' rights BS where like the United Nations represents all the animals of the world against people, and it's regulating us to protect the turtles and the birds and everything, which, you know, they're euthanizing those turtles. It's all a bunch of, it's to tug at the heartstrings of the ignorant. Yeah, well, whatever. It doesn't really matter because they don't care.
Politically correct
It's
New World
to
Order.
tug at your heartstrings. They do that with polar bears, you know, supposedly drowning when they with some of the strongest swimmers in the animal kingdom, and natural buoyancy. It's all a lie. Anyway, they want to take his shut that all down and turn it into a preserve that you can't even go to, and then claim it's a carbon mitigation area. And they want to promote this whole, because they're going to come with a carbon tax. Yeah, yeah.
All right, I need confirmation from Shannon. I just went outside to look at the copper moon. It's like straight up the color of copper, but I'm smelling methane rising.
I don't smell anything, but I have a cold, honey.
It's like a mixture of the seawater mixed with a methane smell, and that's really worrying me right now.
Change your underwear.
Yeah.
Honey, I'm like right by where you are, but I can't smell anything. But I
Should
have
I
a check
change
down.
my wife's G-strings too because she smelt it?
hey, guess what? My little one bent her butt over and like showed her butt to her older sister like yesterday, and her older sister said it smelled like shrimp.
She said it was like a shrimp?
Yeah.
Well, on the Bundy thing, can we just get back to the Bundy? Let me.
Yeah, go ahead, Jagger.
Okay, so this is what happened.
Oh, dude, I just saw 2 shooting stars. Hold on. I just saw 2 shooting stars by the moon.
All right, get out the camera, put yourself on mute, and get back.
I'm right here. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, we got to keep going.
So what happened was what happened was the whole line of people, including some of the Bundy women, were on the front line. They were threatening to shoot. It's when they realized that they were the militia were putting snipers on them, and they realized that they were not going to be able to kill these people and just get away with it. They were going to have to fire into traffic, concrete abutments, civilians on the roadways. The whole thing went sideways. The federal agents quickly withdrew. They got some footage of it. They all jumped in their vehicles. They left generators running. They left equipment. They left other vehicles. Over $1 million.
Coming back.
Supposedly.
I'm so glad. I think that's awesome. I think those people stood up for themselves, and I'm so glad.
Amon Bundy tonight on Jeff Rentz. You can catch his interview. And he was on there for a full hour, and he went right through what happened. And when they got to the encampment where the feds were, there was over $1 million of equipment. They left generators running. Just running.
To overtime, write down your thoughts so you do not forget. We have about a 5-minute break. Grab a beer, make some tea, grab some coffee. You're listening to The Gray Zone. Hey, man.
Hey, Truther Junkies, it's me, Angela Black, and I'm back. Join me every weekday except for Wednesdays from 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern, Studio B on Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com for my news show, At This Moment 2014. See you there.
Revolution Radio. You're listening to Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com, 100% listener-supported radio, and now we return you to your host.
Radio. With your host, Rectify.
What is up, good people of Revolution Radio? We are going to go, as Alex Big Man Absolutely Jones would say, overdrive. So.
Yeah, this hour's for free, ladies and gentlemen, so don't feel guilty about no donations for this hour.
Yeah, go ahead and explain how we roll here at Revolution Radio, Wingman. Why don't you?
Okay, we roll like a rolling stone, where the truth is paramount. You won't find it anywhere else as good as here. So keep this going with some donations. And enough said.
Well, no, you go to freedomslips.com, actually, freedomslips.com, and there's a PayPal, or you could do it direct, or you can even do it, you can actually mail to the physical address a check or cash if you can wrap it. I don't know if you can mail
How much
cash.
money do you and Wingman get, Hijacker, from that payment?
Wrap it in alfoil.
Well, I've never gotten a physical dollar. The only thing that I got from Revolution Radio is...
The laptop, though, like everybody, like that was a different deal, though. That wasn't supporting the station. What my point was is none of us get paid. We're all volunteers here.
Right. And then, like, if you do a $100 donation, Nighthawk will send you a seed vault, 35,000 seeds, 50 different varieties. And it's spring. I mean, people got to buy their seeds. If they're going to have a garden, they got to buy it. And Nighthawk does have a super deal. Just go to the grocery store, just go ahead and buy yourself some seeds, open them up, and you'll see you get like 12 cucumber seeds. I mean, for $1.89, you multiply that out at different plants, and you'll see that the 35,000 seeds that Nighthawk's offering for a $100 donation is good, and it gives you a CD with 900 survival and how-to guides.
Yeah, it teaches you how to grow it, plow, how to store it, can
How to
it.
start a fire,
But
how to kill a
not
squirrel.
just that, the ones that you're talking about, Jack, are at the store. Those little puny little those little packets they sell you, most of those are hybrid. So
That's
you
right.
you can't reuse the seed. It's kind of like GMO that doesn't produce a seed, but hybrids produce retard seeds. You'll never get the same plant again.
Right, these are heirloom seeds,
Yeah.
right. Go ahead.
And let's not forget, by supporting us and buying seeds, for example, you enable us to plant seeds in other people's minds, plant seeds of thought to help you think and understand what's going on in the world and maybe make a difference.
Yeah, that's a win-win for
Yes.
everybody.
But yeah, we have Heather
got 13
Holman is
people
with
online.
us. How you doing, Heather?
Trick or treat.
Trick or treat. Merry Christmas.
You're supposed to ring the doorbell for me,
dummy.
dummy. I just walked in. I don't even ring the doorbell. I just walk in.
Well, you got so I'm
You were already there. You just woke up.
And Seth Michaels rejoined us, and 805 has rejoined us, and we're still joined by Red Shifty, my co-host Wingman, Dude Guy, Ozzy from the Ozland, Hyro, 949 Land, that's my sister-in-law Shannon,
Love you.
Hacker, and Jer Bear.
By the way, Rectify, I've never seen this many people. We got 14 people online right now. Incredible. This is a record.
Right. Can I have my 30 seconds,
I'd like
please?
to see the pony.
Can I have my
Yeah,
30
let's start
seconds,
off
please?
directly, Wingman. Let's do it military style. We'll start with Wingman.
No, I want my 30
Ozzy,
seconds.
and then
I want my
Dude
30 seconds. Can
Yeah,
I have my
go
30 seconds? I already said them. Take the pee. No, actually, I was just, regarding the planetary stuff, I was looking at the alignment. There's a good site called SolarSystemScope.com where you can see a 3D version of all the planetary alignments. So I looked at the one for the 22nd or whatever of this month. It wasn't that great. I must say, much more impressive, and a day to look out for maybe as something potentially happening is if you look at the alignment on the 9th of September, it's quite incredible. You've got Pluto, Mars, Mercury and Venus and Jupiter in direct line, as well as Saturn, Earth and Uranus going across that. So creating an incredible cross where all those are in alignment. So that's maybe one to look out for. Just wanted to say that. Yeah, that's at SolarSystemScope.com. You can see that. 9th of September.
All right, Ozzy, since you had the next voice, you go, and then Dude Guy I want to hear from. I haven't heard from him. And 805, and then we'll go to Jacker.
Okay, because I thought Jacker was next on the list if you start at Wingman at the bottom and go
Jacker's
up.
always on the top of the list, but you got to sometimes bypass it.
What list do you work it off? Because I think you should work off the list we've all got. Anyway, I didn't have anything to add this round, but yeah, Solar System Scope is a great thing. The other one I've used is the Stellarium program, but that's different. That's good for getting the stars, constellations, and stuff like that. But yeah,
Actually,
that's all.
You just did something great for roundtables. You said this round. Imagine, Rectify, if everybody got 30 seconds and it was a round. We went through rounds like boxing. Credible evolvement. Go ahead.
Imagine if I got $1 for every time you said 30 seconds. I'd be a rich man.
Well, let's try.
Hey, you're going.
We're going to be
Wow. Exterminate.
I mean, like, I just, remember, we got to time to mail off our... No, I didn't turn off the date that time. We got all jacked up.
Wait, who's talking?
They got their phone in their pocket.
That sounds pretty bad. This is definitely not good radio.
Okay, caller. I think you're
It's the best radio.
Caller.
The best radio. But anyway, when we get back to that round thing, when we're going around and round.
I like the idea that he just gave.
How about spin the bottle?
Said that 30 seconds for everybody. It's like, yeah, but like not spin the bottle exactly, but 30 seconds for everyone. That'd be quite interesting. I have nothing really to say, but 30 seconds, and then if you don't have anything to say, just pass it on. You're brilliant. I think that's a really good idea.
Yes.
Rectify, you have to coordinate that there.
I need a mixer board. If I have a mixer board, I'd have a TikTok going live, and then I'd have like a ding dong at the end of it.
You mean you're not going to ride manual and do it manually? You need an automated system to make this happen. That's anyway. Next 30 seconds.
Mouse and a button.
Next 30 seconds, I'm going to do the all beef patty with a sesame seed bun.
Check this out. You want to get one for $1? You go to McDonald's, you order a double cheeseburger plain, and you say add mac sauce, lettuce, onion, pickle.
Well, I don't know if you need an automated system for Rectify. It's very, very easy. So just follow your system all around there. You've got the pictures and everybody.
I'm just telling the people out there.
Just buy some Velveeta and throw it down there in the microwave, and you're set. A healthy lunch. You know?
Who is the other girl talking? I want to hear her voice because she isn't so much.
Good girl.
Let her speak. Let her speak. All these boys talking.
I think I know you.
Heather.
And Heather.
Oh, and Heather, yeah.
15 people now. Everybody's got to get 30 seconds or this is not going to work.
All right, let's move. Heather.
Yes.
Speak
Shannon, I think I know you. I think I've met you before. I'm not sure, Rectify.
Maybe. I'm not sure either, but your voice is beautiful, so speak. Tell me something.
Thank you. I think I met you over at Rectify's house.
Probably. I've been there.
Yeah, but no, you had just gotten married, or you were getting ready to get married, I think, or something.
Oh, wow. That was a million years ago then, because I've been married for a long time.
Sister-in-law.
Okay. Sister. I'm Heather, anyways.
All right, 30 seconds. They're almost up.
Honey, tell me about yourself. What's going on?
Me?
Pete.
All right, Pete. We've been talking about Pete.
Oh,
Can't masturbate with your microphone on the air, Pete. You got 30 seconds, Pete. Spit it out. What do you want to add to the conversation?
He's gone.
I'm going to kick
No, he wants to say, Pete was just telling me in text that he wants to give these 30 seconds to me. Okay? So,
oh, yeah.
I'd like to add something. If you guys watch that video that with Brad, his name's the one that with the gray beard, his name's like Brandon. It's Brand. His name's Brand. Like I interviewed him Sunday. He's the one that's going about saying he was there and they set up those BML young 20 dudes were set up to be slaughtered to start the war.
I heard that most of them were Chechenian mercenaries. I heard they were out of Russia or Ukraine. And the one negotiator that came forward speaking English, he was like a academy guy, and that's who's supervising the whole thing.
Academy, that's a subsidiary of Blackwater.
It's the new name after Z, yeah.
No, there's actually several of them, and they keep using different units, but they're actually all sub-companies of Blackwater.
So it's tentacles of an octopus. Wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, they're in Ukraine right now, too.
The alert Sheriff Gillespie Speaks Slaughter video, 41,000 clicks on it, is one guy, second guy that is talking is Brand, like I'm branding a cow, or I got a new brand. Yeah, if you guys check out the ones I did, I interviewed him Sunday, and he explained it to me about the same way. But he's more intense here. He's got more emotional to him about what went down.
I'm joined by Pete. Pete, what do you want to add to the conversation, sir?
I'm at a friend's house. We're sitting out front watching the blood moon.
All right, if you could just not mess with your microphone while you're on the air, that would be awesome. But give us a description of what you see. And where are you located?
We're in Sacramento area. We're like 13 miles southeast of downtown Sacramento. And right now, it was full red for about 20, 30 minutes. And now the lower left corner is starting to get white again.
Pete, did it look like a piece of charcoal?
No, it looked like a big orange in the sky. It didn't really turn blood red.
I'm sorry. Rectify. You're not using 30 seconds. I know Pete's going to talk forever. So, like, you haven't done, there's loads of, I don't need to speak at all.
We're on a 30-second time limit.
There's hundreds of other people that speak. So I don't need mine, so I can pass on. You can use it in your other things.
We got to be on a turbo roundtable tonight, so you get about 30, 45 seconds. So I'm going to move it on. I haven't heard from Seth.
I'm playing with the solar system scope. Go right on by me.
All right, so he reserves his time and passes it on to Ira.
He passes it on again. Thank you. Back
I
to
wouldn't
you.
mind saying something.
Pass it to dude.
Yeah.
No, the coordinator is the rectifier, so I pass it back to rectifier, who decides who's next.
All right. Well, if we want to talk about the solar system, and that's what dude guy wants to talk about, go, dude. I'm interested. I mean, we have this grand cross.
I'm interested as well. Everyone must pass it round.
All right, Ira, you're done. Go ahead, dude.
Well, I actually, if you want to limit to the solar system, I had something I originally wanted to bring up earlier because I was going to kind of bow out. You got so many people that want to talk. But I wanted to let you know the chlorophyll, hemp oil, and some powdered vitamin powder like Nature's Way Alive would definitely go you a long way of getting better. Also, you add in purified water liquid chlorophyll with some kelp extract and some ginseng extract. Definitely can help. Be a few drops. I can tell you maybe another time the exact way to do everything.
I'm going to pick up some liquid chlorophyll. Most definitely.
Yeah, it's a good way to start. And
top 5 things, dude guy, that you would tell us to do, starting numerically 1, 2, 3, 4. I like those kind of health shows. Go ahead. What top 5 things?
Well, you got to clean yourself out. You can use bentonite or French green clay. You can use chlorophyll.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking into it. What works best for you?
Like baking soda in a cup of water in the morning.
Baking soda in a cup of water in the morning. Yeah, I take that at night. Yeah.
Is it harmful if I use like the cheap, convenience store with aluminum in it? Baking soda?
Yeah, the aluminum doesn't work as good. Because of the way the body works, it's just not going to be as helpful. You get organic baking soda. It doesn't have the aluminum.
Like Mother's Market or Sprouts or something.
Yeah, Trader Joe's or whatever.
Okay, that's one. What's the second thing? Go ahead.
Yeah, chlorophyll. Chlorophyll to clean you out of French green clay. That would be 2. And you got to take that on a semi-regular basis, especially if you don't change your diet very well. So I'd say at least 2 or 3 times a week. And then 3, take a couple tablespoons of hemp oil every other day, or flaxseed oil, something like that. They'll give you your EFAs, which are used to rebuild the cell walls and do a lot of repair work. 4, you need
on three there. Do you have to eat it, hemp, or can you smoke it as well? Is it the same?
You need to eat it. You need to eat it. It's oil form. You need the full plant. When you smoke it, you don't get the full thing. And it's a sativa plant. It's not actually, it doesn't have the THC. But it's good for helping your body repair itself. So then the 4th thing I do is take a plant extract vitamin powder. There's several on the market. I take Nature's Way Alive with the pea protein. I wouldn't use a soy isolate protein. You want whey protein or pea protein. Soy protein is used by the body very well. And then the
too many details, man.
Yeah, I know, because that's why.
Like, holy crap, are we that screwed up?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Can I just say, what would the cost of all those items cost you?
But mostly they're pretty inexpensive. The most expensive thing would be a can of vitamin powder that would last you about 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. That costs about $25. Sometimes you get cheaper. The chlorophyll costs about $10 for a big jar of that, which would last you months. Baking soda is cheap. Kelp extract is $5 or $6 for a little bottle.
Isn't the kelp all radioactive now, though?
No,
from the northern hemisphere.
Not. Plus, it has radioactive attenuating properties.
So give me a budget cost again on all the items.
Well, you can subtract the budget of going to the doctor because you're healthy.
On the Liberty scale.
I didn't say doctor, sir. I said on the
Can I just say?
I would say probably about $50.
Okay, that's cool.
Guys, can I just say, with regards to what he was just talking about, about an hour ago I had a tablespoon of chlorophyll, which does taste like pond water, admittedly, and 3 hemp oil seeds, and I haven't coughed. I've had a really bad cough all week, and I haven't coughed for the last hour. So it does have an effect.
It does. I don't know if it's always that quick. Another thing that helps you pretty quick sometimes is colloidal silver that is a small molecule size. That can help a lot of infections and other things. So you can take that as a preventative and restorative. And you just have to kind of do that on a regular basis. So there's a few suggestions right there, but all those things.
That's 5. That's right. Can I ask one question before the other one? I hear about colloidal silver a lot, and there's a guy that I listen to on Wolf Spirit, and he is totally against colloidal silver. What have you heard his arguments?
I haven't heard his arguments, but I think you can't take too much of it. Some people take it like all the time.
Yeah, you can.
Well, I don't. I choose not to because I want the body's immune system to remain strong too. But when I start to feel certain types of in negative ways, it definitely gives me a huge boost. And I do take it. I do everything in moderation. You know, I think some people they pick one thing and cocaine. No, everything that I've talked about in moderation, because you want the body to have some type of strength on its own as well, and you're kind of making sure that it doesn't get overwhelmed by something new. So you kind of work with your body and work with natural things that are good at defending themselves and will lend their energy to you. So it's much more natural. We've co-evolved with all these plants for God knows how long, but these new things from the pharmaceutical companies are whipped up, and our body doesn't know how to work with them properly, and they produce a lot of negative side effects. And even if they're sort of directed to do one thing, and they sort of ignore the negative things that they do to you.
Let me get a couple female voices in there real quick, just for the audience. So.
One quick question though. Well, how do you know when you get on this routine? What's the first kind of changes your mind or your body is telling you?
Once you start getting cleaned out, you will start sleeping better. Your concentration will pick up. You will have appetite return to you. A lot of times
There is a
people
sense of shock, though. You will go through a lull period of going back and forth with appetite, sleep periods, all that.
Yeah,
I
I'm just
fast
trying to-
a lot. I do.
Well, the fasting part should come with the baking soda. The chlorophyll is to help your absorption. I take some baking soda and maybe fast for a day. I don't do long fasts, but I would recommend just eating a bit less and doing liquids, doing less solid foods. It's a lot less stressful on your gut to just have liquids. That's why I take these shakes, the Alive powder in organic apple juice, and put in a blender, and I'll skip 2 meals.
Just as a public service announcement, Ensure, the stuff that they give you in the hospital when you can't hold food down, that supposedly it's a liquid diet that'll sustain you. Here's the ingredients: water, sugar, corn maltodextrin, milk protein concentrate, soy oil, soy protein isolate, cocoa powder, processed with alkali, pea protein concentrate, canola oil, corn oil, magnesium phosphate, cellulose gel, natural and artificial flavor. That means, when you see that, that means high fructose corn syrup, people. Natural and artificial flavor. Okay, potassium chloride, yum. Potassium citrate, calcium carbonate, calcium phosphate, sodium citrate, absorbic acid, choline chloride, salt, cellulose gum, monoglycerides, soy lectin, carrageenan, potassium hydroxide, ferric orthophosphate, D-alpha tocopherol, acetate, zinc sulfate, niacinamide, magnesium sulfate.
I have one huge thing to say.
On and on. It's like, whoa!
Listen.
Canada, too. So all you Canucks.
Listen. I have one huge thing to say about that. If you're not ingesting anything, that is better for you than not ingesting any nutrition whatsoever.
Right up.
Well, the soy protein isolate is, your body can't use soy protein very well.
None of that. Most of it is not good for you. But I'm saying, if you're not ingesting any nutrition whatsoever, if you're not eating any food, that's better for you than nothing. Even if half of the ingredients are not good.
Sunlight on your skin.
10 seconds. Dude guy, your fifth thing, if I would say one thing that you can do to invest in yourself, it would be a juicer. I use a juicer, and I eat like 2-3 limes and lemons a day by juicing them with apples. You get them a mark down at the store. But a juicer is probably the highest thing that you can do, invest in for your health. Go ahead, dude guy. What's the fifth thing?
No, I believe you. 100%. I juice. I love my juicer. I actually went from a juicer to my blend tech, and I make those all the time, and I love them. But at the same time, you can only do that if you have the equipment to do so. If you don't have the equipment to do so, and you're not eating at all, those Ensure drinks, which may be full of things that are not so, pristine, it's still better than not eating anything at all. If you're not eating anything at all, you're gonna die. So it's better than nothing.
He's not going anywhere. He's not allowed. But with the juicing thing, with Heather, is that you, Heather?
No, we've been joined by Pony.
No, I'm not Heather. I'm Shannon.
Who?
I'm Shannon.
Oh, Shannon.
Yeah.
Shannon and HJ. When you were saying about this juicing, I don't understand. Why do people juice? Why don't you just eat the fruit? What difference does it make? Why do you juice it? What difference does that make?
Because I can ingest more vegetables and fruit at the same moment than I can actually eat in one sitting. I don't eat.
Maybe there's such lack of.
Yeah, I don't eat very much in one sitting, but I can juice a ton of vegetables and fruit, and I use a blend tech, so therefore it's not juicing it. I'm not getting rid of the pulp. I juice it all, so I actually ingest all the fiber and everything, and I can have it all in one sitting instead of sitting there trying to eat 5 pounds of vegetables and fruit that I won't actually be able to finish.
You need that pulp, though, for your intestinal tract.
No, I'm saying I have a blend tech. Do you understand what that is? It's a blender. I blend it all together. I still am getting all of the fiber. It's not a juicer. It's not taking anything out.
I got you.
I get all of that stuff all at once in one sitting.
Huh. And it tastes good.
Yes, I love it. I do it all the time. I have bags of stuff in my freezer. Bags of apples and pineapple and kale and spinach and red bell pepper or whatever. Like, I have bags of it frozen in my freezer. I throw it in the juicer.
The mix? Wow.
Yes. Oh, heck yeah. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. We've enjoyed my pony straight from down at what's up, pony?
Yeah.
Watching the blood moon, man?
Absolutely incredible. Just amazing. I'm looking at it right now, and the right side from where I'm viewing is just lit up. It looks like something's hit it. It's just incredible.
I saw that too.
And Mars is off to the left.
Yep.
Spicker above it.
Yep.
Cool.
Just to remind listeners, we have a pony in the field on the other side of the world, live, reporting on the
We've got
moon.
every corner covered.
It's actually quite bright.
Oh, I didn't get an intro like that, Wingman. Now I feel bad.
Very, very special. I've got the film, so I'll load up some photos later on, and it's just amazing.
Bless you. Whoever sneezed.
I sent you that photo, Rectify. I just want to say something on the oil and the list of things. They sounded like a good list of things that he's got there. To do it on a budget, it'd be good to be able to find out what you can grow yourself in the garden, what's good with the vegetables and super greens and different things. But the one thing I would add to that shopping list is some Epsom salts for a bath to wash all the chemicals off.
Oh, I do that.
And to soak in it.
I do. Yeah, I do magnesium sulfate. Oh, yeah.
What you do is you have baking soda and Epsom salts. I do my own meditation as well when I do that, and energy work. Candles are useful of different colors.
Mm-hmm.
They represent the different elements. There's a whole process of cleansing that I did to get essential oils of different plants. Extracts can be useful as well. But I would add baking soda and magnesium sulfate to the bath.
Are you guys using Epsom salts to ingest or just to bathe with?
No, you bathe.
100 grams. 100 grams. 3 handfuls. 3 handfuls is 100 grams, and it's about $8 for a 500-gram pack or something like that.
Man,
so
it's in your
quite
garden
cheap.
too.
Yes, what you wash off, if you save it, and Wingman.
I bathe with Epsom salts frequently. I every time I take a bath, I put Epsom salts in the bath. But I know some people actually eat them or drink them.
If you don't use enough, it's not going to be beneficial. I would maybe even put more than 3 handfuls, but it actually, with the candles and everything, there's an electrical property to it as well. pH of the water is different than that of the body, and it helps draw toxins out of the body. You're creating an electrical field around your body, which is a different polarity than the one in, and you're drawing stuff out. Baking soda helps that as well because it gives it something to bind with. You're drawing it out through the skin. And the water, of course, is a medium for that to happen. It's conductive.
And we're not doctors, so don't take any of this as advice to you.
What people have doing to Epsom salt baths for 1,000 years.
And the proof is.
Go ahead.
The proof is what you see in the bath afterwards. If you bathe without the Epsom salt, nothing comes off. But if you bathe with the Epsom salt, it filtrates down and it forms a layer on the bottom, and it's quite a bit.
Little floating on top. Oh yeah.
Quick suggestion: if you don't have time to take a full bath, just wash your feet because a lot of your impurities come out through your feet. Soak your feet in Epsom salts for 15 minutes in warm Epsom salts and baking soda, and it will help draw a lot of toxins out.
Good idea.
Your computer chair.
But
check out the MMS.
Hey, Jacker, I want to hear from Jacker, but Seth, man, I want to hear from him because I never get him on the air with me if he's around. He might not be. So yeah, Jacker.
Okay, well, just roll to the next person. I got something I want to say, but just get some more people here.
Shifty, you got something on your mind? Sexy voice?
No, not in particular. I'm just I'm in chat actually.
All right, well, take care of that. Let me know if there's something I need to know.
On a side note, I'd like to hear what Pony had to say about the Ukraine, but that's later after Red Shifty. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, I had nothing to say. That was
We'll go back to phones.
What do you guys all think about the healing power of tequila?
What was that? Repeat?
rum. It's rum here.
What is your thoughts on tequila?
Only Patron.
As far as
Only
a
Patron
remedy
for the
for things.
blue agave Patron.
Well, obviously it has to be 100% blue agave, but yeah. Lately it's
Where did that
pretty
come
heavy.
from? Am I to assume you're drinking blue agave tonight?
Oh yes, my honey. Yes, I am.
Are you mixing it or just taking shooters?
No,
We always had the
mixing it.
Vicky Lopez.
What are you mixing with?
it. Yeah.
Taking margaritas.
All right.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
yeah, cool. Right on. Okay, hijacker. You got your.
Okay, who cares? Let's talk about something else.
Yeah, we got to talk about something. It's a family show, you know. Might be late where we're at, but it's early some parts of the world.
I'm gonna go back out and look at the moon.
Okay. Thanks for calling in.
Sir, should I speak with the supervisor?
Jared, we're getting feedback. All right.
They're coming back to Bundy.
So yeah, I got some stories still if we want to go there, but we got so many people.
I've got a topic actually. I don't know. Let's see what you think of it. But someone mentioned the word miracles earlier, and I got thinking about: is there such a thing? Do you reckon? Because I've never witnessed one. I don't think.
Yep, and I believe in fallen angels and guardian angels.
But I mean, give me an example of a miracle you've seen, or something you consider a miracle. Because I don't know,
it
man.
happened through me and to me.
What was it?
Well, the last one was, okay, I was in my Mazda 6, you know, at a stoplight, leaving my apartment complex, about to make a left-hand turn.
I've been here.
My wife was behind me in her little Hyundai tin can. In her car, we were going to go get oil changes. And I always tell her, do not trust lights. Do not trust signal lights. You always use your own mind, your own eyes. You make sure it's clear. You don't think these lights will control you if you let them, right? They'll gain your trust, and you'll get killed from it. So I'm at the
Have
front
you ever had a
crosswalk.
You ever looked at your aura? Have you ever had a look at your aura in an aura?
Let him finish. Let him
I'm at the
finish.
crosswalk, and the light turns green, and my wife's right behind me in her car, and I paused for about 6 seconds. And this frickin' car, it's a blind corner too, so I didn't see him coming. It was totally intuition. Comes flying through at about 60 miles per hour, and he would have broadsided me, and my wife would have watched me die right in front of her right there.
Wow.
That was the last miracle.
But is that really a miracle or just good timing? I know you feel it's a miracle, but it could be just,
what's
you know.
intuition mean to you when you have a gut feeling?
Oh, right, okay, you said that bit, yeah. Okay. What about anyone else? Anyone else consider they've been witness to a miracle, or what would you consider a miracle, for example?
Talking about personal miracles or someone else's miracle. I mean,
I don't know.
a lot of people want to witness somebody else experience a miracle, but when it's a personal account, a lot of people don't regard it as a miracle because, it was a personal experience. You know, you're too subjective.
I have a miracle.
Not Miracle Whip, right? It's a miracle.
No, I have a personal miracle.
All right.
My daughter, when
Thank you,
she
Tommy.
was a little over a year old, had a bowel obstruction that was so serious that she was going to have surgery. And they looked at her, they did the MRI or whatever, and it was there. And then they went to go do the surgery. They did another MRI right before the surgery. This was after all of my family members and everybody that knows her was praying for her, and it disappeared. Like right before she was going to have major surgery, it disappeared. Out of nowhere. but it was there. There was like 3 radiologists, like the head of the radiology department, all of them saw it, and it disappeared completely.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amen.
No, that can happen. Yeah. Definitely your power of prayer and meditation makes a difference.
And
especially
touch.
if you get a group.
And touch. That's
Healing
powerful.
touch is something I didn't talk about, but yeah, there's a method to it. But yeah.
I learned it from hypnosis. You know, you start with my words are this powerful, blah, blah, blah. You bring them into relaxation, blah, blah. You go into, okay, now my snap of my fingers is powerful, like 10 times fold. And now my touch is 100 times fold what my snap was. You know, it's layered. It's like compartmentalization of the brain.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. There's different methods. I mean, there's a physical and energetic aspect to it because you're charging up your nerves. Your nerves are conduits for this etheric energy. And so you work with them. There's different methods for doing that, but you also need a conscious
right, like
visualization.
people use pendulums or something. But you got to snap them. You got to separate. There's they're big words, and I don't remember them because I haven't practiced them forever. But there's 2 words. There's 2 different synchronicities that are going on in the mind that you got to separate with a shock, and then you've got them into their trance, basically. And you know you can program their subconscious.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about physical healing, but yeah, the person has to be receptive to it for one. So you have to ask them for permission to interact with them to help them, and you also have to prepare yourself. One thing to do is to clear any chaotic energy. Like usually people use their hands, and so you would rub them together kind of in a clockwise way and kind of clear them out, then draw them apart, and then bring them close together and kind of focus on
a magnetic flux forming in between.
Yeah, a ball of energy.
Think about it in terms of the aura, like an aura. That's the best way I think of picturing it, like layers of aura. If you read the stuff about aura fields, there's layers and layers of them. And my healing experience was one of having a poison removed and the effects of it by people manipulating the aura with their hands, like dude guy's talking about.
That's what you're doing. Yeah, you're working with layers of etheric energy, and consciousness is a part of that. And so that's why you got to have a certain mind focus and emotional balance in order to do this. Another thing is concentrating on your nerve pathways because they are conductors for it, and learning how to work with them without touching them, but stimulating them. One way to do it.
It's like a magnetic field. You pass the magnetic fields through each other, and you're not actually touching. You're getting as close as you can, and that's where you feel the difference in temperature.
You're going to ground out.
You feel the cold spikes. Basically, you feel you're gliding your hand over but not touching, and then as you go across the body, you feel a cold wind, and it's like David Wilcox sort of tries to describe it in one of his things where he's talking about that ion thing coming out of the wand.
Particle exchange. Yeah. And the biggest thing you're doing is you're healing their etheric field. You're not healing their physical body. And their etheric field will heal their physical body. What maintains your physical body is your other bodies. And the one that's closest to your skin is your etheric body. And so what you're trying to do is make your etheric body interact with their etheric body. And usually their etheric field or body will have some holes or some damage to it.
You want to hear something sad about interacting with etheric bodies that's going on right now? You know how war-torn or economic-torn Greece is right now, like poverty-torn, right? And that depression.
Because of the bankers, yeah.
Right. Okay, so Greece is really hard up right now. And I was talking to a friend, she's a listener of Revolution Radio, and she's from Athens. And she says it's so bad, Rectify, that people aren't even having sex anymore.
Wow. For Greeks, that's saying something because they're pretty lusty.
Going back to the etheric body, and there's a great example of that.
Let
Hijacker get a piece of the mic.
Well, I just want to add this, which is pretty powerful, and it actually trumps your aura and etheric body theory, and that is faith. So Jesus, he ran across this guy that was blind from birth. In other words, this guy has always been blind. Whole crowds gathered around, and so they said, "What causes man to be born blind?" And Jesus said, "No, he's set apart for the glory of God." And then what Jesus did, and he didn't need to do it. So I've always wondered about this, and you all have actually answered one of these questions. And I would like Dude Guy and the guy with the accent, which I recognize,
Carl.
But he does YouTubes or something, right?
No, I'm not Max Egan.
Oh, that's what I thought. I thought you maybe Max Egan. Yeah, real
Carl
close.
Deutsch.
Max. I could do a Max impersonation.
Right, so what Jesus did, he took and spit into some mud. He took his saliva, made a big ball of spit in some mud, made a little mud paste, and then he pasted it on the guy's eye. When Jesus full well knew all he had to do was just believe or reach up and just touch him on the forehead, and his eyes would be open.
Now, he had to make the guy believe, though.
Right, and that's what it was about. So he spit, made mud, put it on the guy's eyes, and then told the guy that he needed to wash it out at the pool of, it was some sort of spring or whatever,
right?
And that he would see, and it was because the guy believed that Jesus would heal him. Once he washed his eyes, his eyes opened up, and then he could see, and it was one of the great miracles of Jesus.
That's what I can't wait till I have that power to be able to levitate. I think it's going to happen. Like, eventually we're going to learn or relearn these gifts, especially ESP, extrasensory perception, talking to each other without words, through our minds. I think it's happening more and more in the youth even.
Right, every day I look at this rock in my garden, and I try to use my mind to split it.
Right.
And the day that I split that rock, Katie, bar the door, because I'm going to take flight, and I will be on the White House lawn in like 30 seconds.
Actually, I'll tell you what's going to happen. You're going to get pissed off because you won't be able to repeat it.
Rectify, I know you believe in Jesus' power. Does everybody else do so? Is everybody else here a believer?
I was going to say my example is from the Bible. It was the one where the prophet lays on the body of the dead person, lays on top of them, and then brings them back to life using some sort of thing that we're talking about. So I'm not saying,
great stuff. Go ahead.
It's not contradictory. And Jesus puts his hand on the girl and says, "Talitha kumi, young maid, I say unto thee, arise." What's he doing? He's calling a spirit back, and he's doing things that we don't understand. But yeah,
well, he's not just calling a spirit back. He's opening the door for it.
You guys mentioned the feet. Epsom salt with the feet. Jesus washed the feet of the disciples where the impurities were. So there's another little spirit type deal.
Everybody washed their feet back then. It was well known that it had to be done because you're also bringing in different energetics that you're interacting with.
You didn't have your hooker girlfriend do it with her hair, though.
It's the aspect of someone serving you, and
you're being polite.
Wait a minute. No. We don't. No. We're not doing this. That was not his girlfriend at Rectify. He did not. She was a prostitute, but not to Jesus. So let's not.
He's laughing at me right now. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Hey, listen.
Everyone was a creature in his world.
Just recently, I read about a new thing that was found that showed that Jesus was married, and that he talked about his wife Mary. There was a thing that had been discovered a long time ago, was discounted as not genuine, and now they're finding that it is historically.
That's the Nephilim, the Canaanite bloodline that rules us, that's been controlling us and made up the Bible and pulled stuff in, put stuff out. That's the Nephilim.
It's just one interpretation of an ancient mystery school that used different figures as symbols. It was previously Egyptian figures, and when the Egyptian mythology became Christianized in the Coptic Church, they adopted the iconography of Jesus, Mary, Joseph, everything like that into their symbolism, but maintain the old mythology, basically, just in a new form. And they still have
this new thing.
Egyptian things. The Egyptians.
One at a time. I got to get in here. Here we go.
To the
Judy's right.
So this new thing that they just proved was actually ancient and was of the same time as the scriptures, and was a page written by someone that was talking distinctly about Jesus having a wife, Jesus talking about his wife, and his wife being named Mary.
It was
That's
dated
not...
to the 3rd century A.D.
there's
most of all,
India and blah blah. I don't know, right on a magic
You gotta hold on,
carpet.
Ozzy.
You could say a lot of things.
He's got to finish his sentence
Yeah,
at
let's
least.
go just 30 seconds because I'm going to weigh in here.
Oh, no, I would love some opinions about it. I'm just saying, did any of you read anything about this recently?
I did.
Not something that...
Dude guy's about to give you
that.
that answer. Go ahead, dude guy.
Yeah, I did read about it, and I've read about it. This is not a new thing, actually. They've found different pieces of evidence about that, and I'm telling you that there was different
it was new evidence proving that it was actually legit.
You gotta let him finish.
No. Yeah. I'm happy to. I just want to say that this is not the same thing that I read about, years ago. This is new evidence that it's actually legit.
Right. It's an old it's a very small fragment, but what is not commonly understood is that there were many schools of thought at this time that were similar, even if they claimed to be of different religions, different sects of Judaism, different mystery cults, and they weren't actually all that different in many respects, and they were all using these techniques of healing, sacred geometry, harmonics. This stuff was understood in the spiritual schools, and the public regarded it as magic, the ones that didn't understand it completely. And a lot of the information has been lost and repressed since then. But
well, let me get my 30 seconds now.
When the real person, this last sentence, when the real person became an idol,
I want Wingman after Dude Guy and then Jacker because Wingman's been quiet. If Wingman doesn't want to reserve his
No, I'll pass the mic. But I just want to say, Jack, I'm adorable and everything.
Continue Dude Guy and then Jacker.
All right.
All I was going to say was when they make someone into an idol and they depart from the real narrative of the person, they tend to imbue them with personified qualities. And so when you're talking about a wife, you're talking about you may be talking symbolically about the balance of male and female energies. It could be the same as this Egyptian traditional kind of religion, which Isis, Osiris, Horus, mother, divine father, divine child, which is all talking about energetics, but it's a mythological story to basically the uninitiated. They interpret it very literally. They don't understand the underlying qualities that the figures are trying to represent and personify, symbolize.
The spirituality, not they understand the dogma rather than spirituality in all their religions.
Okay, is it my turn?
Go for it.
Okay, what you have to understand about these stories about Jesus being married to a prostitute or Mary Magdalene, and Jesus was a figment of our imagination, or Caesar's Messiah. Caesar made up the whole story of Christianity. What you have to understand is that there's two bloodlines on the earth, maybe more, but there's a Luciferian bloodline where Satan actually impregnated Eve, Cain, the Canaanite bloodline, and then you've got the Adamic bloodline.
Fat snake who could resist as a female.
Where's your proof of that? Where's your proof of that?
Genesis.
Go to Zen Garcia's book, Lucifer, Father of Cain, and he'll reference all kinds of scriptures, all kinds of ancient writings to that. But
do you ever think that might be a heresy that some people believe because the mystery schools also believe it?
My 30 seconds. Come on. You guys jumping.
Yeah, let him go. You're just that inspiring, Hijack. Everybody loves you.
No, I want to hear it at the
Everybody
same
give him
time.
respect. Let him go.
Yeah, go ahead.
A couple minutes.
What you have to understand is that we have this bloodline among us. They've been ruling among us forever. They've corrupted Scripture all the way. They're the same people that paid off the Roman soldiers that said that the apostles came when they were asleep and stole the body of Jesus. They come up with stories about Mary Magdalene being the prostitute of Jesus, and he was married and he had children. Knights Templar. Who's that guy that did that movie where Jesus was married? Tom Hanks. What was that movie he did? That's another little pathway.
Da Vinci Code.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah,
Da Vinci Code.
No, it's Mel Gibson, The Passion of the Christ.
No, it was Da Vinci.
No, that was actual realistic depiction of the Bible that didn't have anything else in it.
And
There's
so
no
when we
realistic anything of any religious doctrine these days. It's all.
I'm just saying, that was biblically
Sorry,
accurate, like,
I could go to the top of the hour.
They expired. 30 seconds was up.
8 seconds up.
Damn, sorry about that, Jacker. It just happens on roundtables sometime, everybody. I'm sorry about that. Everybody on the call, stick around. We're going to still talk. Everybody out there, visit us, freedomslips.com.
Yeah, I still got loads in my shotgun. Go ahead.
Hit the site support button. We love you. Thank you.
We're on the same side, Jacker.
Thank you for listening to Revolution Radio.